Garage.
Yeah, hey, this is another episode of UFO Garage.
I'm Ben.
And I'm Joe, and this is where we talk about UFOs, aliens, and all things
weird.
Sometimes wieners and sometimes farts.
Sometimes poops and poops.
Boots and poops. What's up, dude?
What's up, bro?
Hey, man, it's St. Patty's Day,
Yeah.
and yeah, my shirt looks brown on the camera, but it's not. It's green. I promise you.
It does look like a beige,
Yeah, dude.
color.
Yeah. I may not be wearing it, but I'm smoking it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh shit, dude! What?
I did it this one time.
You can't say that on live TV.
But I didn't inhale. There's a difference, you know?
Oh shit! All right then. That's what's
Yeah.
up, dude.
Yeah,
Did you
dude.
Have fun? Did you have fun though? Did you make some friends?
Oh, I had a great time. Yeah,
Oh, that's good.
lots of friends.
Oh.
Lots of friends.
That's good.
Yeah, dude. You know, it's amazing how many freebies I get sometimes. You know, just walking around the park. Sometimes I'll be downtown. Sometimes I'll be working, and people just walk up to me and they'll be like, "Hey, do you want to hit this?"
yeah.
Like, yeah, yeah, I do actually. Thanks.
It's fun. Yeah, it's funny. Like, I mean, even when I had like dreads, and I don't really smoke. I don't smoke weed, dude, and you know that. But like when I had dreads, people would just come up to me and like hand me weed, like all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh, I'm good," and their reaction was like, "Okay, now I'm offended."
Yeah, seriously. Excuse me? You're the one that has
Excuse me?
dreadlocks.
You're the one walking around. Looking like the damn hippies over there.
Damn goddamn hippies. Oh
Hippies.
man. Uh-oh. Is that the do
Oh,
we have
snap.
another member? Look at this. Ladies and gentlemen, I gotta tell you, this is gonna be a great night. I'm super stoked about this. It's gonna be
Hell yeah.
gonna be really fun. We got some of my two favorite people hopping on with us tonight. So we're gonna have a good time.
Hell yeah.
Hey, Alabama Tide, thank you for saying hook 'em. I noticed that before we got out of the chat, as soon as we ended, you said roll tide last Tuesday, and I was a little offended. Just kidding. Hey, you know, this chat thing though is a little strange because last Tuesday I was
Yeah.
scrolling down and I was like, oh man, people really must not be into this. But on this chat, you gotta scroll up.
Oh, was it backwards?
Yeah, it's backwards. So I was like totally clueless about the chat the whole time. But I figured it out, and this week I'm going to keep up with it a little bit more. How is
Nice.
everybody doing this evening?
We're doing good.
Oh, good, man. Well, hey, dude.
I've got one.
Oh, you got one? Telling you, dude. I'm doing big things over here. Oh, we're going to need that a lot. A lot. Oh, my God.
So
I'm loving that,
anyway.
dude. Well, guys, tonight we've got Gary Voorhees with us, and we've got Eric Mitchell with us at
Oh,
the same
snap.
time.
What's up?
What's up, everybody?
Happy St. Patty's Day.
Happy St. Patty's Day, dudes. How are y'all?
Not too bad, man. I heard this is where the party's at.
This is where the party's at tonight, man. This is where the party's at. Eric, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great. For me, this is where the party starts tonight. Tomorrow, I may be deceased. It's not something I really signed up for, but Cheech Marin's in town. Hot Springs, Arkansas, the world's shortest parade, St. Patty's parade in the world, and I'm in the after party. You know, being the weirdo I am, why not throw one of those guys in?
Yeah, dude, right?
So I do not really smoke marijuana. So I'm
You will tonight.
yeah,
You won't
guys,
have a choice.
I'm 25% excited and 75% sure I'm not going to make it out alive.
I'm pretty sure. I'm 100% sure about 10 minutes into this whole ordeal, you won't care.
Yeah, that's right, Gary. That's right. But yeah, I think it's going to be one of those excellent nights. You know, I've met more people, celebrities,
From Hot Springs.
In Hot Springs, Arkansas. Yeah, it's Central Arkansas. Hometown of Bill Clinton. We got rid of him though. But yeah, we have so many celebs come down and hang out and party and stuff. It's a resort town. It's beautiful. It's amazing. It's a really good kept secret until recently, and this town is just flooded full of people now, and so you have a great time. But yeah, it wasn't on my bucket list, but I'm gonna pencil it in just before I pass on to the other realm.
Dude, heck yeah, man. Well, I gotta say, if Cheech Marin hands you a joint, you smoke that shit. Doesn't matter if you smoke or not. That's that you want to talk about bucket list. I mean, that's
Yeah. I'm just trying to find a friend or something like that could just like pick my corpse up and take me to the ER or just anyone. I need supervision, guys. I really do.
Don't worry, by halfway through the night, anywhere is going to look super comfy.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah. The purple dragon. Yeah.
Just make sure you stop by the store on the way. Get you a sleeve of Oreos before you go in because you're gonna need them, man.
Right. Did I tell you guys? Do we have enough time for this screwed up story? I'd love to embarrass myself right now because I did smoke a little bit of pot in high school. I tried it out, with friends. And back then, I'm not going to reveal my age by any means, but we would smoke Mexican red, and you could smoke a whole joint. And
I'm not going to say his age, but that was a 20 bag.
Yes.
Gary just called me out. Yeah. Yeah. He just carbon dated my butt. But anyway, you can be fine. But, I lived in Vegas for a while. I had a girlfriend. She was English on the Hollywood scene. It was an experience that I needed to kind of leave behind. But we drove by a dispensary, and she said, "Oh, you want to have one, mate?" And I didn't know what she was talking about. But we drove in. I bought a joint. You could buy them rolled in Vegas. You could walk down the street in Vegas and just smoke a joint,
Yeah, so I said, half the country now.
Yeah. Well, I try not to get around as much as I used to. But anyway, we went home, put her kids to bed, and we were on the trellis. And the view from the second door trellis was just beautiful. All the lights and everything. I took a puff. She took a puff. And we did a second round, 2 puffs apiece. And I looked at her and I said, "How do you feel?" And she said, "I can't feel me arms." So, and then she kind of moved her arm a little bit and pointed. She said, "That cloud looks like a dog." And I was like, okay, I got to get her butt to bed. So literally, I picked her up, I put her to bed, and I started drinking beer. And I had a little bourbon. And I'm not sure what exactly happened to me that night, but I woke up the next morning. And I went to the bathroom and I look in the mirror. I'm like, oh my God, I'm screwed up. What the hell's wrong with me? And I had this black ring around my lips. It looked like I made out with the back end of a rhino. I mean, and you don't want to wake up that way in Las Vegas because you don't want to sleepwalk.
Well, at least he was cute.
Yeah, I hope so. But it turns out I turned back and I look at the nightstand. And it looked like a madman had gotten a hold of an Oreo, box of cookies. I mean, there's easy ways to get into these things, right? Not me. It looked like Wolverine was hungry and had to get in there. But it explained the black ring around my lips. But that was the last real hardcore. And now I'm supposed to hang out with Cheech. I don't know what to do with that. I don't.
Oh, dude.
Maybe I'll tell him the story with my eye looking behind him. I don't know.
That's awesome, dude. Well, either way, man, I'm sure you're gonna have a good night, dude. So, if we don't see you tomorrow, man, well, it was good hanging with you.
Guys, I gotta say, it was a good run. That's the best way to go out. So I'm gonna do my best.
Yeah, dude.
We tried.
Somebody's in my head. I could picture this whole Oreo bag scenario where it's just super messed up. You're like, I can do this, and then you're all kind of full, and you just like don't know your own strengths. You're just like, oh shit, it's just apart, and then you just fuck it. I'm just gonna eat them.
Yeah,
you're eating off of a park bench at that point, dude.
Yeah.
Oh shit, one rolled under the bench.
Yeah, it was probably the biggest adventure in my life that I don't remember. And here's round 2.
Yes, dude.
Oh,
I don't know.
Stories like that.
Yeah. Tonight's too big of a story for me. I don't know. But,
Well,
it's gonna be a hell of a party. where we're at.
I definitely want to hear the story tomorrow when you wake up. So, or maybe the next day if you can still, if your head's not like soggy cereal.
According to telepathy, Gary's mind just said, "I'm not going to remember it." So,
Yeah.
No, it'll be in bits and pieces. It'll come back in waves.
Yeah.
Check your receipts. Follow it just like dude, where's my car? You can follow your whole night through.
Yes.
Dude, where's my car? Yep.
Oh my god, that would be classic, dude. If like you woke up with a old school Adidas tracksuit on tomorrow, with your name embroidered on the back.
No, guys,
And a tattoo.
Look.
Dude,
Let's just cut to the chase. I'm gonna probably wake up in a child trafficking ring, you know.
Dude, yes.
But I don't know. But,
Are they trafficking you in that case?
yeah, it'd be like I thought.
man, there's a blind. Those guys are blind. You're tiny, but damn.
Yeah, well, I thought he was a kid. He was in a fetal position. But I don't know.
Oh man, that's awesome. That's
We'll see how it
awesome.
goes, man. I'll try to record stuff and take pictures, but you know how nights like that go. But
Heck
yeah. Last time it was man, I can't think of his name. I was telling you guys on Messenger. Pauly Shore. It was last time.
Yeah, dude.
Actually, remember some of that. We were at Maxine's, which was an old brothel house in historic Hot Springs. And Maxine, she was one bad chick. If you didn't pay her, she would literally kill you. And so we all ended up there with Pauly Shore. And he's not, Paulie's not an actor, man. He's not acting. That's how he is. That's literally.
I went and saw Pauly Shore last year, and he was like, my shows are funny because usually for comedians the late show is like the hype fun show, but for me it's like the early shows are the hype fun shows because y'all are the only ones that know who I am and have ever seen my movies. Yes, dude. Yeah, he's great. But yeah, dude. So tonight, man, we're gonna kind of chill, get into a couple topics, maybe watch a couple little videos, and just have a good time, man. It's St. Patty's Day. I'm excited to have you both on. Like I said, y'all are two of my favorite people, man. I swear. I want to kind of get a little sappy here for a second, if y'all don't mind, on St. Patty's Day. But Eric, dude, hey, I love you, man, and I want to thank you for just being along on this ride with us, dude. And, opening up to us, sharing your story, letting us kind of be a very small part of your life. And dude, I'm so excited for the future with all of us together. I think it's going to be awesome, man. I really do. And Gary, dude, Gary, for those of y'all who are probably new here, like y'all probably don't know the story, but me and Ben, when we first started, we were just doing some shows, and Gary actually reached out to us, and he was like, "Yeah, that recording that y'all played, that was actually me and Kevin Day. It was like a recreation. I just want to let you guys know that." And it was so cool that Ben and I at the time were kind of like intimidated. We're like, "Do you think these people want to fucking talk to us?" And it was just so cool that Gary took the time out of his day to be like, "Hey, what's up? Also, I listened to the show." Yeah, he was like one of our first guests, man. So you two definitely hold a special place in my heart, man. And that's awesome. I'm so glad to have y'all here.
Oh man,
I appreciate that.
In future times, I think it's going to be pretty mind blowing. When it comes to what we learn, the information we can accept, and how we mull that over and deal with the cognitive dissonance and trifle on. But it's interesting times for sure. It really is. Definitely
is, man.
Yeah. See, these guys came along when I first, I was just started kind of taking over the company. Actually, I'd been doing it, but we were just finally getting traction. And I was so stuck in this whole find out, study, learn about all these different things. Everything's hard. Everything's got to be hardcore, nitty gritty details and anything. And then I see this thing, UFO Garage. I'm like, what the hell is this? Get on here, and he's like, so the dick went in a warp hole, and I'm like, well, I'm staying now. So They made me laugh in the first like 5 minutes of watching the show, and it was relaxed. They were chill. I loved their vibe, and I'd watched their first couple of episodes and enjoyed them, and that's when I had reached out to them because they had done they were talking about the Nimitz encounter, and they thought that the audio that was on there was real audio from the actual event, and I'm like, nah, I wish we had that, but no. No, that was just me and Kevin Day.
Yes, dude. Yeah. It was freaking awesome. Speaking of that, Gary, you bring up a good point. If you did put your dick in a black hole,
what would happen?
And you stayed on the outside of it, your dick would technically get longer for infinity, right? So you would like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
It would
dude.
be stretched to infinity, and then we don't know after that. Once it goes past the event horizon, we have no idea what happens. So
I'm pretty sure it would get pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, dude.
It might spurt out into another universe.
Oh, and then people are like, "Oh, there's a dick coming out of the clouds." No,
No, your dick probably caused a new universe.
Oh yeah.
Where did all the material in the universe come from?
Oh,
Dead
dude.
dick.
Panspermia, dude. That the panspermia? Yes.
Spermia, dude.
Oh, dude, yeah. No, my dick has caused a lot of things, but I don't think a new universe is one of them. That's
How
just
do you know?
a whole other set of problems that you got to deal with.
How
I
do
gotta
you
re-
know?
I got to
Goes for that
redact
shock
something
wave
really
in third
fast.
or fourth grade or whatever.
Yeah, I have to redact something really fast. Just put that black highlighter over it. I don't want to smoke with Gary.
You probably don't.
Yeah, Teach is looking a lot better at this point. Thanks, Gary.
You're
He's good
welcome.
support.
Gotta get you warmed up.
Yeah, that's
What's funny
right.
is I don't really partake all that much. I have PTSD and I do have insomnia and things like that. So if I go like 4 days without sleeping or something, I'll have like an edible. But I'm not real big on any of that stuff. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
actually, I found out that melatonin works really well for me, so I stopped even doing that.
well, yeah. Melatonin does, man. I gotta say, I've fist bump on PTSD and insomnia. I've dealt with it for years, and it's incredibly ridiculous. I mean, you can't even articulate how difficult it can be. Living and breathing behind a pair of eyes that have to deal with something like that. But it's like on top of that, they got things like Lunesta and these. You want to talk about some hardcore drugs, guys?
Yeah, I can't take any of them.
I woke up and I took martial arts. I had third-degree black belt, Tang Sudo. It's not the new stuff, but ancient stuff. And I woke up with I had beaten a white oak chair to splinters. I had splinters in my arm and cuts all over me. I was on my knees on the floor and I'm looking down and I woke up that way. I had blood everywhere. And, that was years ago when things were really hard on me and things have gotten a lot better. And now I'm much, much better. And I use humor to do it. A lot of people have different ways of dealing with things, but I think Jim Carrey's right. I think a lot of those guys along those lines, that have a really difficult life growing up and choose humor to deal with things, man, that's the best medicine you can have. And screw you, Lunesta.
Yeah.
PSA.
Hell no.
This episode is brought to you by Lunesta.
Yeah, actually. Now that you say something.
Oh, dude, yeah. I got a question for you guys. Maybe y'all might know this. I don't know. Y'all are pretty smart dudes, but if you don't, no worries. I was in the shower the other night, and I was coming up with new
Right,
theories
so I'm
of
literally
the
picturing a
universe.
Wookiee now.
Yeah, dude.
No.
In there, dude.
Before you ask the question, I already know. Don't use lava soap to do that. It hurts.
It does. Yeah, I agree.
I don't know that because common sense would have told me that to begin with.
It's those little granules.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of pumice.
Oh man. So I was in there, right? I'm thinking of new theories of the universe and trying to advance science in the biggest ways while I'm in the shower, like we all do, from time to time. And I was thinking it's probably a quick Google, but I don't like to Google things. I like to ask people. And then after I've asked enough people, then I go Google it. So space, right? Space is like a vacuum. So this vacuum of space, is that like a variable like number? Is that or is it like a constant? Is the vacuum constant? Like if something just appeared in space, right? It doesn't technically just stay there, right? I mean, space is moving, but like if it's vacuuming shit, like it's gotta
Well,
move on its
technically,
own,
well,
right?
once you're in space, there is going to be a variable degree because there's always something moving around. But space is just a vacuum itself. Once you get outside the electromagnetic sphere, whatever, or the once you get outside our atmosphere,
Yeah.
that's it. It's a vacuum. That's it. And it's not. I don't know if it's an absolute vacuum. I'd have to.
Yeah. I
Hold
didn't
on.
know.
Hold on.
Yeah, I was wondering, like, is this vacuum is it a constant value, or like if you are in this vacuum, is there like an accelerant value that's attached to that? Like we send rockets out and like we're trying to go fast, but like at the same time, like if it's a vacuum, you should already be naturally being pulled pretty quick. Plus what you have, and that's there's a lot to that. But what is doing the vacuuming itself?
It's
Like
the absence. It's the absence of things that is the vacuum. There's just nothing there. I mean, the particles. I mean, there's always something, but
right.
there's just not enough of anything to form any type of, atmosphere or gravity or anything like that.
So when we have matter and it creates this mass which is responsible for gravity, like if everything's moving out in
All
space,
right, here you go.
you have orbits, right?
Per
It's-
Google,
per Google.
a definition of vacuum is a devoid of matter, which is what I was just saying. That's why it's not an absolute vacuum. Space is almost an absolute vacuum because of suction, but because it's nearly empty. So the absence of matter is what makes it a vacuum. There we go. We've got our answer.
I like
so
it.
Smart.
I like it, dude.
I know Google is so smart. It's ridiculous.
You're like holding your phone up. So
I
was. Oh,
I was-
go ahead, Eric. Sorry.
You don't want me to go ahead.
I do, I think.
Okay. In a philosophical answer, I would say sound. Anytime that you have sound, like the voice that I'm speaking, you can hear their pauses, ups and downs, basses, trebles, and all those things in between. So when you have void and vacuums, you have the silence. And when you don't, you have the loud. Every electron is the same electron, which we see them as different pieces. And that's speculation until science really catches up with that idea. There has been very, very many, scientists, that looked into these things and went, wow, I'm not going to touch that. Einstein, spooky action at a distance. He didn't like quantum.
Spooky action at a distance was actually the
Niels Bohr actually proved that Einstein backed out. He didn't want to deal with that. But the premise of the loud, the quiet, the weak, and the strong, and when you look at every different type of science, you're going to see that every absence requires its distance. So when you see the head of something on a coin, you're going to see the tails. They're opposite and they're the same thing at the same time. And when you look at that premises everywhere in nature, in science, and everything that you deal with, you're going to compromise yourself into understanding that the opposite is attached to its counterpart.
Well, the bad thing with audio is without any type of matter, audio can't transmit because it's a vibration going from one piece of matter to the next that transmits it. So like when we speak, the air is transmitting our signals to you so that you can then hear it, translate it, and get processed in your brain. So in a vacuum, obviously, there's not enough matter to transmit any type of audio or any type of acoustic frequency, which is why that interstellar communications is going to have to be high frequency gamma, lasers, light, things like that for long distance communications through space, because it's going to have to provide its own matter and else, so that has a carrier frequency to beam all this information, video, sound, or whatever throughout the universe. And then the whole spooky action at a distance was actually Einstein's refer to quantum entanglement of photons. He thought it was the most oddest thing, and it scared the living hell out of him. He hated quantum mechanics, but he never really embraced it. He spent a lot of time trying to prove it wrong, but never really could. But he was just like one of those things where, you know what, it's not wrong, but I don't like it. It's like he turned into the get off my lawn physics guy. But he's one of my heroes because, like him, he was diagnosed as dyslexic at a young age and put into special ed, and the same thing happened to me. And then, lo and behold, once I taught myself how to read with dyslexia, oh look, Gary's not stupid, or at least not as smart as he thinks he is, but he's not dumb either.
Yeah, and oftentimes in what we call, developmental disabilities or actual abilities, what we're doing is living a societal path that doesn't really match the brain capacity that you're dealing with. And man, you'll find it too with the military and intelligence and all that stuff. They're like, this guy's got autism. He can't read. He can't count to 25, but we're going to hire him for $3 million to work this project. And so
he probably has like some crazy amount of pattern recognition or something.
Exactly. You look at everything in nature. I mean, they don't question what they are. Nothing in nature questions what they are. I mean, a flower's a flower, a tree's a tree. But here we are, the only species on the planet that actually question who we are. Like, I'm too skinny, I'm too fat, I'm too ugly, I'm not worthy of mathematics or any of these things. And it's redundantly ridiculous how we are taught to question ourselves about our own existence. And herd the cattle, my friends. Herd them well.
Yeah, dude. I watched this really cool movie the other day. I think it was called Please Stand By. And it was about this autistic girl who ended up like going into like a little home so they could help her, just learn how to, I guess, just regular functions, right? She was like really, really high on the spectrum, and she couldn't. She had to have certain things happen in like certain orders. So like it was a pretty severe case, but she ended up writing like a 450-page script for a new Star Trek episode. And she wanted to submit this new screenplay to Star Trek. And her sister ended up having to like leave early, and she wasn't able to go, and so she started freaking out. And so all the things that she had learned like in her class, she started putting them together, and like ended up going to a bus station and like figuring it all out, how to get to LA from wherever she was, and like hopped on the bus and like hand delivers this script. It was really badass. It was kind of cool. Yeah. Awesome. And it was like one of the best scripts ever written for Star Trek or something. It was pretty dope. It was cool.
She wrote Trouble with Troubles.
Yeah. So the name of that movie is called Please Stand By. You guys should check it out, everybody.
That sounds pretty cool.
It's a pretty cool movie, man. It's very I don't know. It's a really cool movie. I liked it. Yeah.
Nice.
That's that girl from I always forget her name. She was in Remember the Titans. Wasn't that the girl from Remember the Titans?
Hey, do you remember?
I don't know. I never saw that one.
Oh man, it's a classic. It's a classic.
We don't have to watch the whole trailer. I just kind of wanted to see for 1 second.
Yeah.
Dude, Magnolia Productions, why are they behind like every dope movie ever, dude? Like, dude, I always see that logo before like some trippy ass movie.
Mm-hmm.
And didn't they? Am I wrong, or did they produce like all the Incubus music videos? Didn't Magnolia? I think they're like
travels to Deep Space Nine.
They might have.
Awesome. 3 p.m. Take Pete for a walk. 6.
Dude, that looks dope.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's pretty
Sounds
sick.
like my inner monologue.
But that's her fixation is Star Trek. Like she watched every episode of Star Trek and remembers every single thing that she, they give her like quizzes and stuff, and she nails every answer just because she remembers.
I wish I had that kind of memory.
Yeah. And she just she crochets and they ask her questions and she knows everything about Star Trek.
Yeah. I just got called out for my OCD. I'm super OCD. I'm ADHD. Every time I put this up, I kept seeing that sticker when I was taking a sip, and I'm like, oh my God, don't take it off. Don't take it off. Don't take it off. You started that story. I'm like, fuck you, stupid sticker.
I got half my sticker. I got half the sticker.
I do the little etching thing as well.
Yeah, the rest of it's all super glue or something. I'm gonna have to boil this thing before I kill it.
Oh, dude,
And-
my OCD has caused so many fights. I mean, like even
Yeah.
with my wife, because all right, so I got this OCD about preheating the oven. I got an OCD about exactly how to wash the dishes. I've got I've got a long list, but so like when me and my wife first got together, she would just threw the pizza in and turn the oven on. I'm like, oh my god, what are you doing? It was such a big deal for me, but to her it was like whatever,
Yeah.
So,
No, Gary, you have to let her know, and I've got your back. That's a psychotic thing. You will have my phone number, and we can do this together. I mean, we can talk to her about it. Intervention, and we can solve this. We can help her. She
the
can
problem
be
I was having was how I was communicating these OCDs, not
broken.
necessarily that I was wrong in doing these things the way I did them. It's just the abrupt, specific, angry way that I might have been able portraying these things. Which after 17 years with this beautiful woman, she has accepted me for all of my horrendous, attitudes when it comes to things like that. And I've actually hopefully learned a little bit better, so I stopped complaining about anything. And then one day she's like, "Why does everything you cook come out so much better?" I'm like, "How to say this nicely? How to say this nicely?" I followed the directions.
Do you guys ever like take a box or like a freezer meal and put it in the microwave or oven and immediately throw away the box and then immediately forget the directions?
Freezer meal. What is that? Is that some type of slang for something? See, I cut vegetables and prepare meat. Well, I mean, what is this like? Is this something new?
It's slang for McDonald's.
McDonald's.
Yeah, dude.
Oh my god,
we're
so bad about McDonald's because of the Happy Meals thing. It's so, especially when you're just like beat, and it's like, you want to just get her a Happy Meal. Oh, shit.
Dude.
Yeah, let's go get her a Happy Meal. So we've actually just incorporated that she can not, if she had a Happy Meal, that we have to at least wait one full day before we get her another one. It got bad.
So
when she started getting like triple-kits of the toys, Happy Meals.
Yeah, right.
And having like 4 complete sets of everything, I was like, I think we should probably stop buying her Happy Meals because that shit is horrible for you.
Dude, that's so funny. I've caused a lot of fights from my lack of OCD, actually, and
I can see that in you.
yeah, dude, that's one of those things. But my wife is the same way, man. She's like, dude, she is so awesome because she has put up with my smart assery for so long, and I kind of have the same thing as you, Gary. Is like my delivery isn't always the best for the situation. Like the other day we were talking about birthday cakes, and she was going through and she was like, okay, there's cream cakes, there's chocolate cakes, they have this carrot cake, and she was like, oh my god, they made a birthday cake. And I was like, no shit, a birthday cake. And she just kind of looked at me, and I was like, fuck, that was one of those things where you don't say what you're thinking.
Yeah, I got no problem with that. I've been working on that.
Yeah, I was like, oh, birthday cake, huh? No shit.
That does remind me of the best birthday cake I've ever had in my life. So I'm from the Northeast, and we have this thing called a fluffer nutter sandwich. Now, I don't know if it's anywhere else in the country, but it's basically, you just take some bread, your favorite bread or whatever. I mean, grew up on white bread, so I guess, white bread, and you put peanut butter, fluff, and bananas, sliced bananas in it. And that's a fluffer nutter bread sandwich.
It's strictly in that area. Yeah.
My wife came up with a fluffer nutter cake.
Wow.
Where there's layered peanut butter, fluff, bananas, and like cake, and then this like peanut butter fluff frosting stuff. I mean, dude, the thing was amazing, and I have no idea how she made it. I can't remember how she made it, but I know it was delicious, and I hate cake.
Yeah.
I generally don't like cake. Like,
she was like, no directions for this. Take that, Gary.
Yeah, no, she did. She just created it, and it was like
amazing
because she
Sorry.
It was just absolutely amazing, and it's something I will always remember.
Dude. The occasional like, holy shit, you made this? I love when that happens. Like my wife made some chicken fried steak the other day, and I was like,
I'm over here like, it's good. You made this? I'm like, can't stop eating it just to talk to her.
dude, yes, man. Oh, I'm not a really a big fan of cake either. But like, if it's a good cake, it's a good. Like I like tres leches cakes. Those are really good, man. God,
Oh my god, the calorie count on that. Oh my god.
yeah, dude. I had one for my
Or
wedding.
some caramel flan.
Oh, flan. Oh my god, dude.
Yeah,
What?
dude.
That sounds so good.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I think. But I can get down on some really good, moist, well-made carrot cake. I mean, all day long.
Hey, will you say moist one more time?
Moist.
Oh.
Do I sound clear, by the way? Because I'm not using my good boom mic. I just decided to roll with my headset since I was going to be drinking.
It's occasionally choppy, but it's good to hear. Yeah.
All right, Ben, it's your turn, but lean in and be slow, just like Gary. Gary knew how to do it. You gotta lean in. See, that's why he's married. Yeah.
It's moist.
I think we're all married, guy. Aren't we?
Oh man.
All right, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna skip out of here for a second. We're gonna change something.
Okay,
Yeah, dude,
cool.
no worries.
I'll be right back.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah.
Nibbler walked in and she had pooped her diaper and it stunk up my entire studio. That's why I popped out for a second. I had to like light a candle. It's good. Speaking of moist, that was some glistening little nugs.
Oh my god, dude.
Pug diaper.
Oh shit, dude.
Oh,
Yeah, dude.
So Eric, what's been I know you've been kind of taking it easy lately, man. So what's been going on in your world lately?
I have, man. I have. I mean, if you go back to 2013 till now, it's been one hell of a ride. It's been too much for anybody to handle, take in, or anything. But I've seen some heavy punches. I've seen some great things, bad things. But I wanted to kind of make myself my life a little bit simple, and the more I did it, the cooler it got. And so I was just looking at this whole world of being back home in Hot Springs, Arkansas, and how simple can I make it? And so it's gotten really kind of fun, like a game, or I don't know what to call it, but I have just a regular job, a gas saver vehicle, tiny home in the middle of the trees, right next to a 750-acre lake. I've got a restaurant across the street with a dock in the back. You can just jump on a boat and putt around. So I'm really versed in just like exploring that, and remembering home and remembering everything. So, but it's a different type of mind. So while doing so, it's a great exploration into myself and into simplicity and the smaller things, the simpler things, the most important things. And I know how we forget these things when we're kind of bouncing around life. But when you make things quiet and self-sufficient, you tend to notice things that you have forgotten and learned harshly in the past. And I don't know, man. I don't want to bore you too much with that. But yeah, it's cool. It's great. And I'm actually healing up to make some big punches in the future.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I love that, man. There is so many times where we get so wrapped up in just what's going on day-to-day life, whether it be big or small, that we just, a lot of times I catch myself doing this all the time, man. I forget that, like, hey, you're like just some dude with like a limited amount of time here. Like, fucking chill for a second and soak this in. Like, you're only here for a little bit of time. You know what, dude? Tomorrow you can go figure all that shit out, but today, take that time spend it with people that you love in a place
Why,
that you love. Whatever you're doing, man, enjoy that.
Why don't you just do it all at the same time? That's what
I get so much, like, as I've gotten older, and I don't know if it's just like responsibilities of an adult, but my anxiety has gone through the roof. And if I have something to do, I just either do it or I put it off because I can't think about it. Like I can't do it.
See, my anxiety is triggered for like the safety and well-being of my family. Other than that, if I can't control it, I don't worry about it. And that. By the way, does this sound better?
Yeah,
dude.
I'm gonna need you to say moist one more time. Just check it.
Ready? Are you ready? You sure?
Yeah.
Moist.
There it is.
There's that bass.
That's the windy. That's the winner.
So, like, speaking of like just being a normal dude, Joe, as you're saying, like, and the stuff that you guys have dealt with, not to like tell your story in short, but Gary, I mean, you were on the USS Nimitz, air fire control.
Princeton. He was on Princeton.
My bad. Princeton. You witnessed the tech event on telemetry, and that was one of the biggest things in UFO history in recent times. Eric, you are an experiencer, not a lifelong experiencer that we know of, but in 2013, your experience with we still don't know who yet, what or who. I mean, the experiences that you've been through that have impacted not only you but your family and the rest of your life, really. I mean, both of you guys have come from different backgrounds, but share this experience that, yes, they're different, but there's a lot of intertwining intricacies that have impacted like the future. So like
there absolutely has to be. I haven't spoken to Gary separately. But there has to be certain commonalities. There's certainly, I mean, there's got to be, a lot of conversation, with friction. There has to be from different backgrounds, different ideals. But I'm sure one thing he and I, Gary, you and me, can absolutely agree with is I didn't believe in this stuff. I thought it was conspiracy theory, crazy talk.
I've always been a skeptical believer of things, like
I never did.
If there was like if you had told me this story, like say me and you were like best buds, right? And you come back from the Navy and you tell me this story, I'm going to, before, if I hadn't gone through it, I wouldn't have been like, hey bro, I love you. And I believe you believe something happened. I would literally believe something happened, but I would think, well, was he smoking? Was he drunk? There's got to be some explanation for it. And so that's why before we came public with it, other than a couple of drunken incidences, you would have to be pretty close for me to even bother to tell you this story, or I would have had to think that you would have received it well. I wouldn't have just told anybody.
Yeah. I mean, that's the toughest part. My personal venture was, of course, denial. It was daydreaming. Daydreaming was my favorite because I had the opportunity to kind of go into this fraudulent reality and think, okay, I've gone insane and maybe I can get some help, some medication, and then I can be fixed. And, there's pictures and videos and witness statements, 19 people went on record and the whole neighborhood started moving out. There was helicopters coming in, Lieutenant Colonel from the Pentagon.
Don't give away too much, man. We gotta save some of them. Save some of that stuff for the documentary. Come on, you gotta learn this stuff, man. Come on. Somebody, hey, Ben, Joe, can we get some training here?
That literally is like 3% of it right there. I mean, that was like out of the gate. That was my pinky toe crossing the line. But I even though I had pictures and videos and witness statements and all these things, I still wanted to convince myself it was otherwise, absolutely otherwise. There was no way I wanted to let go of my worldview of 34 years of socially engineered me, and that I was not letting go of. I mean, my investigator literally got pissed at me. He was like, Eric, you have to cross this. You can't keep doing this to yourself. You have to accept what's going on and deal with it. And I thought to myself, there's things like breakups, heartbreaks, there's death in the family. There's things, that I've always been efficiently and responsibly, dealt with these things. And that really hit home because I'm not dealing with this properly. But how can you? I mean, where do you buy the book? So, for me, man, it was a struggle. There was no way I was going to be one of those crazy people. There was just no way.
Well, for me, I guess it was a little bit different of a perspective, since I don't have like a general perceived notion of like standard reality. Like, so where everybody goes through their day and they say, okay, well, if I pick up this ball and I throw it across the room, it's going to fly across the room and hit something. Me, I'm like, it could potentially, that's how my mind always worked. So as I gain information and as I input things, then my mind just automatically just says, okay, well, this is normal now. This is reality now. This can happen now. So now I need to take this input and make that, I just file it away. Okay, this is now possible. How do we get back to this? How do I get to this? How do I put this and rationalize this into my world? And see, the thing about my brain is I don't have to actually rationalize it. I can just accept it until I have a rational explanation for it. It's just, I mean, it could all be smoke and mirrors, but until I see the smoke and mirrors and how it's done, it's a reality for me. And it's not about being gullible. It's just about, I don't have enough information to validate this as anything other than what I see at face value.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I can kind of relate, but when there's too much information that flows in, it could take decades to really clear my throat on this one.
I don't have that problem. There's never a too much information situation for me.
Responsibly take in the correct amount of information on something you can't possibly believe. I mean, there's YouTube, there's ancient aliens, there's this and that, and there's so much disinformation.
I take a lot of that stuff with a grain of salt, and
very small grain.
Yeah, and I look more towards. I go into the archives of colleges and research projects, and I look that stuff up, and so you see these clickbait, shit all over the internet. Scientists unraveled warp theory, and then you click on it, and it's like, no, they just figured something a little bit new out. It was, it's clickbait, so it's not going to be good. But it does lead me to see new projects where I actually look at. They have to say where they get their information, so I go to that source. And then from that source, it's usually, I'll be honest with you, the clickbait stuff, it's usually 6 sources from the original. So when I finally get to the original, and I mean, honestly, the research is fascinating to me because it's, this is the real nitty gritty. This is what, the fact that these people are doing this research amazes me. So that's how I spend my day, is unraveling bullshit.
I didn't know what MUFON was. I didn't know what ufology was. The first time I heard the word ufology, I was like, oh my God, I'm going to take an online class and learn.
You say MUFON, I cringe. As a organization, I don't support them as a large organization. But I will say that I've met a lot of individuals that, if you tell me you're an official MUFON investigator, I'm like, cool. I passed a couple of tests too. I don't find that like I'm happy for them because I hear that it's like that, I've heard about the process, and it's kind of the equivalent of like, I don't know. You could probably do it in a weekend boot camp. I probably could teach the course to somebody. They seem to draw it out a little bit and kind of make it a little bit more important than it really is. But I think a lot of it is just honestly, I think it's a money making scheme.
Honestly,
Because-
I'm extremely, Gary, I'm appalled, absolutely appalled by every aspect possible. Now, if you and I were to walk into Walmart, let's just leave out the customers for a second. But the
that's the most
employees,
interesting part is the customers.
yeah. Let's leave that out for a second because I know that's the the direction that a lot of people go. But we can judge Walmart by their employees. And
Well,
look,
they treat them like shit, so they're going to treat you like shit.
yeah, well, exactly. If you're not dealing with a robot instead. But the thing is, you can't judge MUFON as a whole, by one perspective in that, kind of way. There are, I think, maybe 5 in MUFON.
I judge,
what I'm talking about right now. But
I judge MUFON by the individual person, not by the organization.
Right.
But
Yeah.
for the organization itself, I won't participate in any event they have.
No.
I won't. If you open up, like I had somebody just recently send me a message saying I am a MUFON whatever, and I would love to have you on my show. She's basically showing he has some type of credentials, and that's why I should consider going on his show. Now, as Ben and Joe know, or Ben and Ben, well, Ben and Ben.
Oh yeah, why does your name say Ben, Joe?
So Ben
Oh,
knows I don't really care about like your credentials as long as I like you. If I like you, I'll come on your show.
I personally believe, because of the work that I do, and I do it constantly, and I have a lot of lack of sleep from it. I help people as much as possible. By saying that, I will say that there has been more destruction in American human lives from MUFON than there has been in Afghanistan. Now, you can challenge that all you want, but I live it, I sleep it, I deal with it every day of my life. We're not talking about physical woundings, but we're talking about homes that are destroyed beyond belief. And these are people that just witnessed something up close, physically affected in all kinds of different ways that are completely destroyed beyond repair. Their worldviews are destroyed. The way they see the world is destroyed. And by the way, they're still married when this is happening. So this particular person has changed beyond the point where their partner of 17, 20, 50 years can't recognize them at all. So this in mind brings it down to children, grandchildren, and the entire family unit, financial problems. You wouldn't believe the depth it goes to. The last picture I got on my phone was a girlfriend with, a picture with a 12 gauge shotgun in his mouth saying, "I'm out, I'm done." They were about to get married. They were engaged, so I deal with it every day. I know on a military standpoint, it seems to be more of an official, this is more substantial. But when it comes to mom and dad, there's nothing more substantial. The military has no authority or gain over the thought process or the heart process when it comes to that. And I think, here in America, when we deal with that kind of thing, we really need to not throw the babies out with the bathwater. We all deal with it. Whatever it is, hey, we don't know, but the amount is daunting. That's what throws me off every single day of my single life, because I deal with 127 different countries, and I go out, I look at the trees, I look at the people, and I think, my God, this social engineering, this social stigma that keeps people from speaking could open up so much information and clear up so many problems and so many lives. And it doesn't matter what disagreements we have about it. It just is it, and it needs to be removed immediately and today, because suffering is happening right now, and it's terrible.
So are you speaking to like MUFON is like being involved with experiencers and what they go through, or are you talking about like specifically the experience and what they go through is causing the? I
don't think MUFON's training needs to get anything or anywhere near any particular experiencer. I don't think you do that. Now, if we're going to train Gary. If we're going to train Gary to jump out of a helicopter and, eat 20 cakes, He can do it. But
got
if
the
you
20K
can
card down.
jump out and kill, if you can train him to jump out of a helicopter and kill 20 innocent children, I don't think Gary's going to do it. I don't think he should, and nobody should. So don't ill train someone to deal with that kind of problem. Even if you're a Walmart employee, if you're a Walmart employee, you're trained to do your job. Okay. So why is MUFON not trained to do the job? You're not trained to do it. Don't get in the business. If something comes down from the sky and you're dealing with a reasonably, intelligent person, they might have seen a drone. They might have seen this. They might have seen that. Don't be an extension of Project Blue Book. I mean, you can't, for me, I know what a drone looks like. I know what a plane looks like. Did I do training? No, but I've seen them my whole life. If you got a 40-foot sphere in front of you floating over the ground and your neighbors are moving out and helicopters are flying over, it might be a little more something that a weather phenomenon. And, MUFON or the officials step in and say, yeah, I did the case. And, there might've been something there. Stamp approved, done. Lives lost, suicides, divorce, children growing up on drugs. Absolutely. And how often does it happen? 1,000% of the time. And that's the case. That's the case.
That's one other issue I have with MUFON is that they have notoriously sold people's stories to Hollywood. And I mean, there was no permission given for that. There was no situation in which they decided, hey, let's go back and compensate these people since we made all this money off of all this. No, it was just, hey, thank you for your story. Fuck you. I'm going to make some money off of it and fund my company.
Yep.
And it's left a sour taste in a lot of people's mouth. My honestly, true to my heart advice, everybody that works for MUFON should quit doing MUFON, start a local group, and reach out to the people that just live in their areas and start an actual group of people to come in together and talk. They want to know the stories. They want to help people. That's how they can help. They want to catalog those stories. That's fine too. Catalog them, and then send them to somebody like Ryan Sprague. Send them to somebody like somebody that can, actually publish these stories.
Like Jim Goodall.
Or even start your own organization. It doesn't. It only costs you a couple of $100 to start a nonprofit. Go start your own MUFON. Honestly, the core group of MUFON, it's gotten too big. There's too many hands. There's too many people involved. There's no way in hell you can tell me. Just like with big corporations, once they get too big, they're just fucking useless. They're just soulless. Fucking, they become.
You guys mind if you mind if I be rude really fast?
Please do. Please do.
I'm not normally rude, but I'll be rude. I'm drinking beer and I'm about to check out anyway. If you scope, the piece of sand on the beach, perhaps you may not engulf the entire beach or your beautiful day. But if you really back up and look at the entire scope of MUFON, I'm talking about background checks. I'm talking about looking into everyone, what they've done to innocent people, what they have not done to innocent people, like help or, even investigate. Most of these guys, I'm going to tell you this right now because I've seen it behind the scenes. Most of these guys will sit there, type out a few things because they got 30 days to turn it in, and that's it. So they want to get it out of the way because they got more coming. If you back out and you look at it as a whole, yeah, you've got some great Walmart employees, but what you're going to have is mostly guys in their late 50s, early 60s that do take ED medication. So they're turned off from their primal instincts and learning into something else they want to take it out on. Ooh. That's just basic psychology. Dude. It's wrong. Ooh. It's recruited that way, and it's sick. I mean, what? Now let's go.
I don't mean to laugh at you. I just saw the name change on Joe.
Yeah, let's go with this ED thing. I met Jan Harzan in Las Vegas. I had a gorgeous Hollywood English girlfriend, on my side, and he straight up next to his wife hit on my girlfriend right in front of me. And later on,
I'll tell you what.
Later on, he was picked
anybody
up.
wants brain surgery, you can hit on my wife.
Yeah, later on, he was picked up and brought to jail for picking up a 13-year-old girl online. Okay, so if maybe my previous comments may not have been held true, check into it yourself. It's a gross situation. I've met some good people in MUFON. I've met some great people in MUFON, but as a whole,
I've met some great individuals.
Reform. Yeah,
I don't agree with their policies and the way that they do things, though.
No.
Dude,
you want to help somebody with one of these situations, go sit down with them, have a coffee, and listen.
Yeah.
Listen, I mean,
Dude,
that's the only way. If you have any part of your brain that wants to debunk anything that's going on, it's non-scientific, and you should take up another hobby. Because
just
sometimes,
let you know, my beard just got you $13 from Dave.
Dave.
Big scary. Thank you, Dave.
Dude, one of the craziest things that like Ben and I, from really diving into this and getting into this is Eric, especially working with you, man. One of the big things, man, like when we talk about these little groups or MUFON or whatever it is, we sat there and we thought, Jesus, dude, we could literally map out Eric's story for the next 10 years. How the fuck does somebody from MUFON come in, doing an investigation, and it's like, all right, well, we'll see y'all later.
Yeah.
Like, how did you get anything out of that, right?
right? Nothing.
There's not enough time to even.
Yeah. Well, like, my personal inception was noting that this little lieutenant colonel from the Pentagon was following around me and my kids. So I wanted to look into him. I found out about him, OSAP, ATIP. Back in 2014, I took the stage for the first time in front of ufology, this big scary thing. It was daunting. And I stood in front of them and I talked about it, and I said, OSAP, ATIP, Pentagon. When I walked off stage, I had so much ill intent looking at me. They said, well, it's Area 51, it's this and that. And these are professional ufologists. I had one ufologist hitting on my 17-year-old daughter, which he almost got his butt whooped. I'm from Arkansas. He almost had it handed to him, but she turned her little foot sideways, worked her neck a little bit, and told him what it was all about. So it saved his butt from me. I'm a skinny guy, but I'm a trained whatever the hell you just background.
Yeah, do this, dude.
No, but
Platform's jacked.
yeah. Well, I'm thin, but I put on what I need to. But
so it was Bruce Lee, dude.
So the inception, I didn't know anything about ufology. I didn't know anything about MUFON. I didn't know anything about any of this stuff. I just knew that there was, these Pentagon people. I tried to figure out who they were. I moved. I lived with Travis Walton for a while. We were pulling names from the Pentagon. We figured out the aviary. We figured out the CIA that was involved. All the people that were involved. I had Luis Elizondo's name down in 2016, 2017.
Save some stuff for the documentary, Eric.
Well, are we going to put it all in? It's going to be a 12.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and butt in here real quick. I'm gonna be rude. I'm gonna talk over the top of everybody. All right. So Cindy Medford's been pretty patient. This is way back. I just wanted to answer a question she put in here. She said, "Did Gary see the pyramids or big ass thing that came out of the water? I thought he had seen something other than the Tic Tac." All right. So personally, I saw the Tic Tac at a distance through the big eyes, which was basically a tiny little dot. You could see it better at twilight or dark because it had light.
It went on for multiple days, right? It wasn't just that one.
The thing with me and the underwater thing is when I did the interview with Unidentified, they kind of did some creative editing and made it seem like I saw an underwater thing. What they cut off is me saying this is secondhand information that was told to me by another shipmate. They
TV.
lovely. They love to edit that stuff, but they had a very strong narrative that they were trying to push with this whole underwater thing. So that's why that didn't fly. So when later on, I tried contacting that very person that told me about the fact that they had an underwater contact via sonar, and that's what was told to me. And he wouldn't talk to me. He actually hung up on me because we were actually just bullshitting, catching up and stuff like that. And then I kind of slipped it in. I'm like, hey, man, remember how you told me you had an underwater track? Click. Wouldn't talk to me anymore. Wouldn't answer my phone calls. My phone number was blocked.
Has there ever been any confirmation on that? Sorry, I didn't
Well,
mean to
yes.
interrupt.
About a year ago, I get a drunk dial from another sonar technician that knows me pretty well. And he basically says they held us, they had armed guards, and they debriefed us, and we had to sign NDAs that saying if we spoke about this, we all go to jail forever.
Holy fuck.
And what they actually got was a passive track, meaning that their sonar heard the object.
Wow.
So they have what they call a sonar signature, a passive track sonar signature of this object, which is why it was so classified. Whoa. Because these are very important. This is how they actually find other people's subs, boats. Every plane, every boat, everything that moves through the water has a sonar signature, an audio signature that they put out that they can hear and listen for. And so by listening to these signatures, they can identify ships, boats, aircraft. And what people don't realize is that even something flying above the water, they can identify because the sound still hits the water and they can hear it.
Wow. And so was that guy on a ship, or were they in a submarine at the time?
That was our sonar technicians on our ship.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Cool.
Now they're not allowed to talk about it. There's no possible way for me to, other than that one drunk dial. That's the only information I ever got from it. And honestly, I'd redacted it completely. I made sure that even on the Nimitz encounter that they had took it out of the film because I couldn't verify the information. And then once I did verify it, I could correct. It wasn't a passive track, or it wasn't an active track. It was a passive track, because immediately after the unidentified episode come back, the head of the sonar department that was good friends with me called me and says there's no possible way they had an active track because we didn't have our tail in the water. Now what that means is that in order for them to do active sonar pings, they have this tail that they drag behind the ship that actually pings and sends out sonar pulses so that they can triangulate things. That wasn't in the water for them to do that, so there's no possible way for them to have gotten an active track. So what had actually happened is they got a passive track where they got the sonar, the actual acoustic frequency of what this thing sounds like.
Interesting. That's interesting, because I had heard that like there was only like a couple people that were put under NDA, mostly like
all of our sonar techs were also.
They were too,
and I didn't learn that until just less than a year ago.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
I'd love to hear the sound of this. I mean, is there any possibility of?
I don't know. Can you touch my nose right now? Because that's about the same possibility.
All right,
that would be awesome.
So you're saying it's possible?
If I feel a tingle in my nose, I'll know.
Yeah. Gary, every time I've been told it's impossible, I grin. My sphincter kind of hurts a little bit, but I do grin and I get it done.
What's up, McGowan?
I get it done, and that's what so many people tell me you can't contact, you can't do this, you can't do that, but I've got a particular type of pissed off.
Well, make me a believer. Let me feel that nose pinch. I want a nice
It's St. Patty's Day, dude.
Watch the documentary. Watch the documentary.
If you can manifest that, I will literally change my view again. See, that's just it. I don't doubt that anything can happen. I just until it happens to me, it just doesn't exist.
You just gave me something to hunt down. It's like most of the time I'll get a hold of these people in this impossible and this high up and all that, and I'll contact him. And, Joseph Firmage, Stanford, Harvard, all these things with NDAs and cover-ups and CIA, and I'll get on the phone with them. They already know who I am. They already know what I've been up to. And they would like to have a conversation, So a lot of times it's not as hard as one might think to ascertain the information. Every time I've gotten off stage, there's always an admiral or someone wanting me to go to the hotel room, and they just say, take a look at this document. I've got an NDA, but Eric, you don't. So take a look at it, and I don't repeat the information. It just kind of helps me ascertain and understand things better, because you're dealing with disinformation, misinformation, and, reality at the same time.
Dude, I would love to hear what that thing sounds like,
Yeah.
Like,
Like-
sounds like it's time to start matching frequencies if we can find that,
Guys, I don't even want to say what's on my mind. I'm just saying that tomorrow morning I'm waking up and yeah.
Dude.
If you tell me there's a sound out there, yeah. Well, you've seen what came from my brain. And that's like child's play. If you can really look at the whole thing, then maybe you'd understand, a very, vernacular quest from behind the eyes.
Yeah.
How would I feel about going after that? So yeah, I'm going after that. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I think
dude,
it sounded a little bit something like this.
Okay. Okay.
Wait. Well, yeah, I think so.
Oh, dude. Can you imagine a Tic Tac
Right.
flying over the Navy and they're just jamming UFO Garage tunes?
That'd be so sick, dude.
Is
You
it
know
the
what?
UFO Garage?
I have to say, if you're dealing with something around 500 to 1,000, I'd say a 500 to 1,000 IQ, it would have to be the blues. It would have to be jive. It would have to be jamming. It wouldn't be stale. It just wouldn't be. It would have to be. I mean, look at us. We're anywhere from 80 IQ to 150, 170, sometimes 200. We can jam on that. So
Yes.
you can absolutely imagine. I mean, geez, what does their stuff sound like?
Dude, I have always wanted to know if I've always heard people say that, and who knows, right? But I've always heard people say that, hey, sometimes these guys are really interested.
Uh-oh,
I'm
we
back.
lost Joe.
We lost
Oh,
Joe.
dang, he was
My
mid-combo,
cup
too.
had runneth empty, so I had to go refill.
Oh, nice, dude. What is that, dude? Is that Johnny Walker in diet?
That is Jack Daniels and cream soda.
Oh my God, that's beautiful.
Dr. Pepper cream soda, 0.
Yeah, Gary and I are not on a private line, but we know right off the bat to switch out. You see how we did that without even knowing it? Reload.
You got to. Do you have to reload yours as well, Eric?
No, I just did.
Oh,
That's why you
did.
Yeah, you
Nice.
kicked me out. He got kicked out when you're back.
Oh, to finish answering that question, no, I never saw any pyramids. There really were no pyramids involved with the Nimitz encounter, as far as I've ever heard from any witness. That was actually the square in the circle thing that happened in the 2015 encounter off the East Coast.
Yeah.
I think that may be what you're thinking about, but
The
I'm
cube,
just throwing
right?
that shit out there. The cube in
Yeah.
the circle, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I spoke to Fravor. I spoke to Day.
Good. I haven't been able to speak with him. He won't talk to me.
Yeah, I spoke to a lot of them out there. Most of them don't want to come forward, and I'm the guy you call when you don't want to come forward. But I spoke to, man, me and Day had some boohoos, man. He went through a hard time. Fravor, he's gone through a hard time as well, but he's been a little,
He's pretty tough, though.
He is. He wants to touch more on base, but that's his time. He needs to take time. And,
Yeah,
and
if he hadn't said I was full of shit, then I probably would want to talk to him more.
Ouch.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
Hey, he's the one that shot those.
Yeah, I didn't know
Basic-
about that.
Well, it wasn't that he was directly saying it. For everything from his perspective, he was telling the truth, because basically, in a nutshell, he assumed, due to his rank, that he would be privy to any information based, in this. But until he got in the air and was told about it, hell, he didn't know shit about it. 7 days prior to that, we were tracking the damn things.
Mhm.
And he had no idea what was going on, so he wasn't privy then.
Right.
And why the hell would he know anything about anything going on in my chain of command? I don't understand how he could ever think that he would know whether our tapes were taken or not. But based off of his perspective, though.
Yeah, that kind of thing happens all the time, Gary. I mean, it really does. It really does.
Yeah.
It kind of thing happens, and it causes so much dissidence and timelines and storylines.
And I honestly, personally, don't have anything against the guy. I'd love to talk to him and hear firsthand, like, dude to dude, his experience. And but we just never had it. I haven't talked to any of the pilots.
It's gonna take David years. I'm telling you that right now. For what I do, and I don't do it for a living, it's gonna take him years. The initial shock of anything, the initial shock of a divorce or a breakup, how long does that happen? In the human mind, in the human heart. Let's, commonality, let's break it down. Let's not call it woo-woo from the sky. How long does it take for that kind of break in your life to really heal? I'm one to speak on that.
I don't know. Once you fucked around on me, it healed pretty fucking quick.
Yeah.
Honestly, I've been through a nasty divorce. And it was I left the emotional baggage at the door for her, and she kind of moved on pretty quick. But I was just an emotional doormat at that time anyways. So
right. Yeah. So you do have, what you do have is the if I can slightly break it down without taking too much time, is that you have the self-esteem plunge, you have the heart plunge, you have the clouded mind. That's my favorite stuff, guys. By the way, if you don't know my secret yet, it's cortisol. If you produce enough cortisol in your brain, you can freaking ignore a lot of stuff in life.
Then I must be fucking the cortisol champion, because once there was a certain point, I just turned it all off. And honestly, I had no expectations for anybody. I didn't even give a shit anymore at all. I'd go through relationships, and this is after the Nimitz encounter too. Yeah, I really, really focused internally and just kind of distanced all emotion from everything.
That's exactly right.
If I date girls, they try to get close, and I'm like, look, don't get close. I don't give a fuck. We're having a great time. Move on if you want to, but don't expect anything great from this. And I was bluntly and honestly sometimes rude about being as honest as I was.
Yeah, Gary, I appreciate the alley-oop, man, because that process is something that literally isn't in modern psychology. Some of it is, but you're dealing with something very different, and it can be recognized by a psychologist that is very proud of themselves and kind of overlook the critiques of the quintessential experiencer. Or even someone that has had an experience without physical affection. And, there's so many critiques involved, but you do disconnect.
Well, I just, for me, I saw what everybody else was going through with it. And, I couldn't stay in the military anymore. And so I had moved on with my life. I'd internalized it. I went and I started learning everything I could about physics, engineering. I went through and did I couldn't afford to go back to college at the time. So I went through, if you go to any college website, you can download their syllabuses, get the books, actually take all of the classes, but never get a degree or anything like that. You can actually go through their entire courses without paying for them.
Yeah, I devoured libraries. I devoured them. I slept 3 hours a night. I was obsessed. I had to know something. Surprisingly, and not too completely, but very surprisingly, I went after botany. I went after quantum physics. I went after string theory, M theory, and I didn't
String
really
theory,
want it.
that's a joke.
Oh, God.
You mean playing guitar, dude?
No,
Yeah.
I love that theory.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Boom, 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 boom.
Hey, can we take a break real quick and cheers, boys?
No.
All right. Hell yeah.
Hey, cheers. Happy St. Patty's Day. I'm drinking wine,
St.
by the
Patty.
way.
Cheers.
Everybody in the chat, y'all, cheers. Well, I'm having a great St. Patty's Day, you guys.
You're drinking a
That's right.
box?
Yeah,
Ben?
yeah,
So this is the only green bottle I could find at Walmart, and it's like a hydration thing, and it says, get ready, go, hydrate yourself, feeling awesome, keep chugging, getting close. Yay, you did it, refill. I thought it was hilarious. I'm like, perfect use for drinking.
But Ben is drinking a box.
yeah, dude. Slap it,
Did
slap it a
anybody
bag.
else see that?
Yeah, but it's wine. I mean,
Slap it a bag.
just a little wine.
He's
Little
drinking a
wine.
box, though. I mean, that's something new to me. It's like you're
My
drinking
grandma
a
used to
box.
drink it out of a box too.
Yeah.
It's a little spigot, dude. All you,
Yeah, it's
all
like
you
a-
have to press a button and it comes out.
Oh, it's like a little nipple,
Yeah, dude.
Oh my God, I mean,
Joe, I think you're muted, bro. I can't hear you. Oh, unmute, or maybe signal's not coming through all the way. Oh, not yet.
no, we need to do to like Chinese overview. Oh, I play with nipple all the time. No,
I
I
sucked
play
on a
with
nipple.
different
It
nipples.
was awesome.
Oh no, I do
Hold
martial
on, one
arts.
moment. I have
Hold
to
on,
take
it's
a
me.
shot. Hold
It's
on.
me, Joe Thursty.
No, this is the best part of the show, and you messed it up, man. We
Dang
could have
it.
done like,
He should have stayed on. We just kept dubbing him.
yeah. 8 hours straight. You would have got that out of me. 8 hours straight. I would have done it.
I have no doubt that both of you guys could completely do
Gojira.
that.
Oh,
Yeah.
if anybody else has any questions that I missed, I'm slightly buzzed. So,
Hell yeah, dude.
yeah, make sure capitals, and I'll try to address anything that you have, or re-say the question in chat,
Hear me
because
now?
I'm paying attention to our conversation and trying to read at the same time, just like every podcaster understands the horrendously complexity of splitting your mind like that.
Awesome. Yeah.
Cognitive,
Questions in all caps for Gary or Eric.
cognitive dissonance, also known, what I like to call it, Gary, is the duality. Because you know what? You have to get up in the morning. You have to go to the store. You have to pay your bills and do this and do that. But you know something.
Whoa,
And-
you gotta pay bills? Shit.
Well, yeah. Yeah. For some reason, I don't know why, but for some reason, all this shit happened to me and nobody gave me money for it. It's just,
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
another thing.
I go to work. I go to work every day, 60, 70 hours. I pay my bills.
No, I feel that because I don't have a
Sometimes.
day job anymore. I'm just doing UAPX and whatever, it's,
Dude.
I'm not 100% with the VA. And so I do get a little bit in from that, but I went full time, president of UAPX, and, I stay at home dad. I take care of my daughter, and, I do housework. Mostly.
That's
Yeah,
awesome,
I love
man.
it.
Congrats on that.
I
That's
love
really
it.
Cool.
But
Gary, I can
we'll
tell
just
you-
say that we'll just say the disposable income's not there anymore, and I had dropped I dropped a little bit of money on some copyright stuff and some other stuff this month, and and then I'm wanting to attend the SEU meeting, and I'm thinking it's $50-$60 for a ticket, go in there. The discounted military tickets were a little bit more than I was budgeting for, so I think I might have to ask for my my early birthday present for that one. But
awesome.
I'm going to try to attend the SEU conference if anybody else is going to be out there.
Yeah, I've never made any money off of what happened to me, and of course I was offered.
No, I'm in debt
But
from what happened to me.
yeah, you lose everything, and I
Yeah.
have. I have.
Well,
but
we're not
to
funded, and we take.
To
Go ahead.
UAPX, I would definitely say Catalina is probably not the best idea. I would go further south, and there's also a place.
I beg to differ, and so doesn't our data.
Well, I know that. I absolutely.
It's absolutely a hot spot, and I believe that there's a lot of things that we're going to be able to find there.
Yeah, but if you wanna look underwater,
Nope. I can't breathe there.
Yeah. Yeah, you want to go a little bit further south. There's a place there, and there's also a place off the coast of Florida that's particular interest of mine. Yeah, I get the calls from people at home. I get the calls from, moms and dads and kids and all these things. And they don't trust MUFON. They don't trust the government. So who do you trust? I don't have a website. I mean, why do these people contact me? It's out of trust. It's word of mouth. But yeah, Catalina. But as far as finding something significant under the water, you're going to have to go south. I mean, I would say that to you in private or online.
Yeah, I'm not so much worried about the USOs just because I don't have really the funding or I believe that they're definitely there because, I mean, look at all the reports of the Russian clackers. I mean, there's plenty of reports about them being underwater, and I have no doubt that they are. But I mean, to get a research vessel, I mean, you're talking when our original idea was to go out on a research vessel and do the same thing we did from the shore. And we're talking, it was going to cost us like $200,000 for a 5-day stint with just 5 people.
Kevin Day actually asked me when I was speaking. I met these two guys.
Yeah, at the
same conference. Kevin Day asked me if I would.
That was a rough day where I had to break it to Kevin that we couldn't afford to go on a ship.
Yeah. Well, yeah, there are avenues.
Well, hey, I've got an idea. Why don't you charter a fishing boat and go on a fishing charter and just like redirect the captain, give him some, I don't know, some THC in some kind of gummy form. I don't know. Make it fun, not hold him for ransom, but like have fun with it, like.
Well, the problem is,
yeah, totally.
The problem is with the research vessel, they have the capabilities and a lot of the equipment that we need.
Fishing boats have sonar. I'm just saying.
Well, it's not the type of sonar that we're looking for. Oh. It's a very generic kind of general sonar. It'll tell you if there's a fish in the water.
Yeah.
But it's not as good as the scientific equipment that's on an actual research vessel.
Because those tell you if aliens are in the water.
Oh, got it. The Belafonte from
yeah, dude.
Well, the better that's what we're running into now is, like our first expedition was done with some older equipment. And I'm very grateful for the gentleman that allowed us to use his equipment for that research. But going forward, we're looking at a lot newer equipment that's going to be more reliable, that we can make sure that we can use for scientific analysis. That's not going to be questioned whether it was good or not. So.
Yeah, you're going to be looking for a very particular electromagnetic field that would drive a shark insane.
Yeah, we definitely look for EM, but it's not only what we look for. We will look for a very multispectral analysis of everything going on, from radiation to radio frequencies to light frequencies, ultraviolet light, gamma radiation, beta radiation.
Right.
And we have specific frequencies we look at that have been proven to coincide with UAP activity. And that's been proven through places like Skinwalker Ranch and through other camps that, so we're collecting as much. We're refining our process every single time. Any new information we get, any new tool we can use, because when it comes down to it, if you can't prove something, like say you find an anomalous event, you want to be able to know how much radiation was given off by that event, whether there were any stray radio frequencies, whether there was any type of different light, or you want to be able to see. You want to be able to cross-reference all these different statistics, these data points, so that you can say without a shadow of a doubt something happened here.
Gary, I am extremely pissed off about the data coming out of Skinwalker Ranch. I mean, like History Channel, blah blah blah. I'm like, where's the data? Where is the data? I mean, I understand you have entertainment going on.
Well, I'll be honest with you.
But I wanna know the
They've actually given you guys a lot through the TV show. I mean, they
I'm
do.
bored. Yeah, I'm bored. I've got a
You
team.
know.
I've got 2 people out of Harvard. I've got one from MIT. I've got one from Stanford. I mean, I've got a full team ready to go to Stardust Ranch, which is way worse than Skinwalker. And we've the whole
So which ranch?
Stardust. Ranch. Yeah, and people that go there and leave, I'm going to take these 2 guys with me, but we have biometric suits because people actually leave kind of sick, and doctors can't tell what's going on, the lights in the sky, the sightings. So, without, if the military can't do it, why can't civilians, and
well, Jeremy makes a good point. He says what you see on TV isn't the scientific output.
It's not.
It's the output that takes years of analysis, and
Yeah.
they have a small team like we do. And whenever you're dealing with something like that, it's not that you want to keep the data to yourselves. It's just that you have to analyze that data before you can come out and just say, hey,
Responsible.
you have to be responsible with it. We can't just throw everything out willy-nilly and say this is that.
Absolutely.
And in the future, you're going to see us say more statements about that type of stuff, like all of our data analysis. To give people in perspective, we have some good stuff. Whether you like it or not is irrelevant because it's science,
right?
Is it going to prove that aliens exist? No. Is it going to prove that we found anomalous events? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to analyze the data.
Absolutely. Analyze the shit out of it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've dealt with, one of my earlier clients, he's going to be pissed at me for saying this, but Ray Hernandez.
You shouldn't say it.
No.
Stop. Desist.
I'm actually
it's the alcohol talking. Don't mind this guy. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
I'm going to be hanging out with Cheech Marin tonight, man. I'll probably die, so I probably should
tell everything, dude.
And you know what? In 2014, I already knew.
A letter.
The CIA said that you don't have an NDA, or you can say whatever the fuck you want, right?
Exactly. And that's what I'm going to do until I get shot or, beheaded by Cheech Marin. I'd rather it be Cheech. But yeah, in 2014, I got a phone call from a guy. He was really upset. Very obsessed. I knew exactly what stage he was in. I've been doing this for a little while, and it was Ray Hernandez, and he was a tax lawyer in Florida, and he wanted to start. At the time, I knew Dr. Edgar Mitchell. He was the 6th man on the moon. Look at his dossier; it was amazing, amazing mind, and he wanted to start the world's first academic study on these particular types of experiences. So I helped him get some PhDs. He grabbed his own PhDs, and they all got together, wrote a 980-page book on the whole thing. And it was called the Free Organization, which really combated traditional ufology and kind of turned it in a very particular direction. I don't know if the impact was good enough, but the information is there, the pie charts, the questionnaires. I personally had access to a lot of experiencers, so they had enough people to ask these questions to and everything like that. And it was daunting. If you ever look at this book, and I hate reading stuff like that, but if you just look at the pie charts, and look at people from 127 different countries, Africa, a guy that sleeps in a hut versus a guy in America that watches television and sci-fi show all the time, the commonalities are daunting. It's ridiculous. So that was a good, maybe first step into, something very scientific instead of just ufology, instead of just sci-fi, and I think things are going to be pretty hard to take on after that.
I have a question for everybody, really. Like this frequency thing. I mean, Eric, you're like, Dude, we've known you for a little over 2 years now, and we've talked about frequency. We've seen some physical effects that you can control with your. It's crazy, but you could do it. Like you could make this frequency with your freaking brain, man. Like it's awesome. And then Gary, dude, like you've worked with telemetry and devices that work with radar systems, so you know like the technical, practical aspect in your work with UAPX. We're talking about sonar and frequencies and sound and waves. And earlier we touched on that sound can't be really heard unless it's being moved by a wave of something. Like it starts with matter, right? So it can either be
some
air
type of matter to
or
move sound.
water to move it, so you can audibly hear it. So
everything in existence owes itself to sound. Period.
So I yeah, exactly.
Well,
So
frequency, but not just sound. Sound is just a spectrum of frequency.
yeah.
Right.
So
It's
you
the
got
best
to remember
way.
that
The
even
best way
like,
for
so,
people to understand.
So
Well-
I've got a video of visualization that really kind of clicked for me, and it's kind of we could stop it as soon as we I don't know, but I'd love for y'all to comment on this because I think it's a really good visualization. I found it on TikTok.
What is
It looks like a dirt.
This
It looks like he's
kinda
showing you
dirty.
something
This
dirty,
looks
but
like
it's
it's
not.
dirty.
Bluetooth speaker, which I've put inside this bowl, and then I've stretched a giant balloon over the top,
So it's a Bluetooth speaker in a
which
bowl.
is gonna it's gonna
and then
Sorry.
no.
I've
So we put a piece
the
of
laser reflects off the mirror and hits my wall. So any movement in the mirror will change the direction of the reflected beam.
I've done that before. Yeah.
So when we play music, we see this kind of messy, chaotic pattern in the reflected beam. But if you play pure notes, you get some really interesting effects.
Cymatics.
As you get lower still, the patterns become a bit more complicated. Like you get this figure of 8, and then you get this funny
Or
pattern
infinity.
here. What's really cool though
Right? Yeah,
is
infinity,
if you
right?
start to layer different frequencies on top of each other. So this frequency creates this pattern, and
This is
this
where it gets
frequency
interesting.
creates this
the
pattern.
layers.
What if
1180,
we combine the two?
180.
What?
1180 and 180. Yeah.
And then what if we add this third frequency?
Yeah, I'm working on something very similar right now.
So that's just a little bit of the video. I mean, it's the guy's TikTok is @spirit_breaker144. I know it's long, but I mean, that was a great visualization, I think, for the building blocks of what we call reality or our projected reality. I mean, that's just a visual representation that we can grasp what frequency is, right? Like, I'm just so into this stuff right now, man.
All right. Within the cells in your human body, like if you had taken the wrong step and you're going somewhere and you skin your knee, hold on, guys. I have to rebuild my cells. And, then we can move on. We don't do that. We absolutely don't do that. In these cells, we have this crystalline subject called magnetites. And magnetites produce an electromagnetic field around your cells. This electromagnetic field, related to consciousness, actually makes these cells different from our own consciousness. They are their own consciousness. So they go ahead and do that while you get up after you skin your knee and you can live out the rest of your life. This vibration is basically 7.38 hertz. Now, if you're going
Its
to,
frequency.
yeah, if you were to go under a EEG, and look at your brain waves, 7.38 hertz. Look at experiencers. There are these weird people that talk about crazy stuff. 30 hertz is average. 30 hertz. Now, if your DNA is speaking at 7.38 hertz, why is your brain, after having these physical effects, having 30 hertz, 50 hertz? I've been on record at 1,590, and I will not speak of anything after that because we've had conversations. But what is that? What is that? If your brain changes its hertz range, does your DNA change its hertz range? You know, and it really goes into a lot of deeper things. Now, Hal Puthoff, Hal Puthoff in the CIA, a lot of people know that he brought a couple guys to Dr. Gary Nolan. This is classified. I don't have an NDA. So I hope Cheech kills me tomorrow. But brought in a couple of pilots, F-18 Navy pilots. He said these guys landed. They were ordered to chase and shoot down whatever this thing was. Now, these guys landed. They had brain lesions in the caudate putamen, basal ganglia area of the brain. Now, under closer look, it didn't look like lesions. It looked like higher active, activity. If it shows white hot, it should be dead. But it was actually white hot because it was a supercluster of neurological activity caused by electromagnetic fields related to what we call consciousness, what we call neural activity, the blue stuff that fires between neurons. So what does that mean? What exactly does that mean? You get close enough to whatever this technology is, and then you end up having to wear a pair of these because, it pulls too hard on your eyes and pulls too much far back on your eyes. The iron in your blood is negatively charged. So you're going to get rashes on your skin and all kinds of physical problems. And so when they started to study that, they went, hey, why not take a few civilians in and take a look at theirs? So me as a civilian, not a military person, somebody that's not important, a throwaway guy, I took that information to Harvard University, and I spent the last 4 years educating them on what I know and what Gary Nolan knew and what the CIA knew. And what
It's
happened?
funny you say that because just recently I'm supposed to wear these.
I was gonna say, you just put glasses on, didn't you, dude?
Yeah.
All right,
Oh
Gary.
my God, Gary, let's look at your brain, dude.
Yeah, fist bump, bro.
I actually just had my brain
You gotta
scanned for TBI.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah, that's one of the first indications.
I have the symptoms of TBI, but I don't have a brain scan of TBI. My brain is entirely active just about all the time. The entire time they did the scan, most of the regions of my brain were active.
So maybe, do you think this
Like
technology...
normally there's like, your brain's dormant depending on what you're thinking about. If you think about sex, you're one part's dormant and the other parts are active. And, depending on what you're thinking about and what you're doing or even if you're doing a physical skill versus a thinking skill, your brain stays dormant.
Right.
Mine doesn't. It all areas of my brain seem to continuously fire.
Though that's signs of the caudate putamen basal ganglia activity. And it seems to be one of the. Wait a minute. What are we doing?
I was just looking up TBI for those that don't know traumatic brain injury.
Okay. Well, this is actually different. It borderlines the realms of savant syndrome. I was 110 the first time I checked as far as my IQ, but look, guys, I'm from Arkansas. I like to fish. I like to hang out.
My only claim to fame is I passed the Mensa exam, and if I paid the money, I could have put my name on their list. But
yeah, dude,
I'm kind of cheap, so
I was working at a pizza restaurant, and a couple of years later, I was educating colleges. So I mean,
it's a lot easier to read with these on.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have two sets. I have for some reason I have issues reading. And then I also have it like there's this little range where I can see just fine, and then like past 30 yards, I have to wear a different set of glasses.
Yeah.
So like when I shoot, I actually have to like when I shoot past 30 yards, I have to actually wear my other glasses. And
Yeah.
I went to the range the other day and realized the hard way that I definitely have to have them after 30 yards.
These are actually reading glasses. And I can see far away up close. There's no problems whatsoever. You know, I don't have to squint. I don't have any problems. But that, you know, it comes from an intense amount of electromagnetic field. It explained the rashes. It explained dehydration, the whole 9 yards. But yeah. I mean, that's one thing you majorly that you come across is that your eyes are affected first.
So, guys, you're like blowing my mind right now. Like,
I know.
Like, Joe, are you thinking the same thing I'm thinking? Like, with
I'm still waiting for my cameo in your guys' movie, by the way.
Hey, we're ready, dude.
Come on, Gary.
Nico was in in Florida and was like, "I'm not going to drive 5 hours. Sorry."
I think he should.
Well, here's the thing: is
I'm very personable. He could have come out and had dinner with me. I mean, I understand. I honestly wouldn't have driven 5 hours either. I'd be like, "No, fuck that guy. We don't need it that bad."
It's gonna be raining here on Monday, so I'm not probably gonna go to work. You talk a little sweeter to me, man, and I might be out there. You know.
Come on, man. I'll pick you up.
Actually,
from the
you know,
airport.
gas is way too expensive right now.
That's why you just gotta fly.
Yeah.
Well, that's why we built our UFO out of a 1964 Impala. So
dude.
But the only thing is that it actually the fuel is lumber, so that's actually also very high.
Oh, dude, yes.
No, you know what? I remember reading about that UFO crash in Texas. That was you guys.
Yeah, that was us.
Probably.
Yeah. It was a fender bender, but you know, who's counting? Don't tell Geico. Don't tell Geico.
Yeah. We backed into the Walmart sign.
Should have went with Allstate. They've seen everything.
Yeah, dude. Seriously. Hey, Eric, there's somebody in the chat, Chupacabra, and I think he would like to know what is a quintessential experiencer. You use that term a lot.
Yeah,
There's no such
thing.
thing.
I do. There is very particular people that are extremely affected by a close encounter. You see something, it changes your life. And it changes your life in a way that you really separate yourself from this societal facade. And you separate yourself from the idea of wearing a fanny pack and your socks up too high, shopping at a shopping mall with a 26% credit card in your pocket. I
upgraded to the one strapped backpack instead of the fanny pack.
Nice.
Oh man, don't wear a fanny pack. I won't talk to you. Anyway,
No. Unless you have a gun in that fanny pack, then I'll let you rationalize it then.
You know what, Gary, I'm kind of with you on that one. I like that.
Yeah.
But
so don't mess with the middle-aged white dude with a fanny pack because most likely he's packing.
But the quintessential experiencer goes a lot deeper. You know, they become a chameleon. They become someone that can literally fit into any situation at any given time. They're well adapted.
Like extremely empathic.
Definitely, Gary. Yeah. There's so many critiques. It's ridiculous, but that's what you can literally map out. If someone was actually to do this work, you have the experiencer that has this experience and it completely changes them and they have to rethink everything in their life. Yes, I understand that. But the quintessential experiencer is literally physically, neurologically changed with these neural pathways. And that's something that I cohere to quite a bit. It's something that it's my life's mission. It's what I do all the time. And man, it would take 10 shows to talk about that. And I appreciate the question. I honor that. It needs to be talked about quite a bit. The psychology, I am working with about 32 psychologists right now. some of which are mental health professionals that have had experiences, some of which have heard this thing over and over again. And they reach out to me and they say, Eric, how are all these people talking about the same thing? Is this a new mental illness? You know, because it is so tight knit. It is so the different face, but the same thing. So it blows their mind. You know, they can't reference what they learned in college. So I work on back end both of those, but essentially well over 60 mental health professionals that, you know, I'm working with on a lighter level. They're not ready yet. They're not ready to really engage, but yeah, it is definitely a thing. I think we lost John Mack from Harvard University. He was killed by a hit and run. Nobody knows what killed him or who killed him, but he died. He was definitely on that particular road to figuring these things out. And guys, when it comes to John Mack, most people don't know. This guy dug a lot freaking deeper than he ever told anybody. Just saying. Just saying.
Interesting.
Just saying, man.
Damn. I love that.
Yeah. Big time.
Ben, you got a question?
I mean, I was gonna say it's interesting that, you know, this as this journey, you know, Joe and I, when we first got into this start of the podcast, like where we started, where we are now, it's after talking to you guys, dude, like for 2 straight years. I mean, maybe even longer than that. It's all there's so many synchronicities that connect with experiencers, not only with yourselves, but other people that we've talked to, the hundreds of people that we've talked to, that it has something to do with the brain. And I'm not saying that it's, you know, it's not all in our, what I'm saying is it's not in our head. There's something physical happening.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing.
But what isn't in our head in any experience, right? Like,
Exactly.
Can that be said without feeling like I'm offending anybody? Like, look, yeah, it is every experience happens in your head. Okay. Can we have that be okay to talk about? Like, just because something happens doesn't mean that it is only in your head. In fact, it's happening in other heads. Like, it's
Well, technically, unless somebody else collaborates the experience, it is only in your head.
that's like the tree falling in the forest, right? Like, does it make a sound? That's like there's so much philosophy built up in
it doesn't,
that, right?
because there's nobody there to hear it.
Sinead O'Connor, man. Sinead O'Connor. Listen to her song, It's in Your Head. She'll explain that quite a bit. And she died lonely and all messed up. But the caudiputamen basal ganglia is something that they Stanford University was calling the antenna until, oh God, I'd love to say this out loud. Can I say it out loud? You mind?
Yeah.
All right.
Say anything out loud.
Kit Green, Christopher Green of the CIA, the thorn in my side when it comes to academia and this subject, has shut everything down every time I've stepped a toe outside of my own line. Christopher Green, CIA, aviary. Used to be
a couple of those, right?
You got to have those people, though. Those are the guys that keep you honest. You know,
Well,
I mean, as much as you don't like them, like, I mean, there's a lot of them that irritate the crap out of me. But
No,
when
I
it comes
got
down
about
to it, they keep you honest.
I got about 60 people that piss me off, but they also keep me active. But Christopher Green has really foiled a lot of my plans, and you're right, Gary, because I foiled a lot of his, because I learned the game over time. But yeah, Sinead O'Connor, it's in your head. But one thing that I don't often talk about, after about 3 months of this activity at my home, people moving out, cops getting out, getting back in their car and leaving, this stuff was on the ground, guys. I leaned up against my apartment and I looked at this thing, and I wasn't scared outside. Actually, I'm more scared of outside after dark now than I was back then. And I leaned up against my apartment. I looked at this object. It was about approximately maybe 60 feet off the ground. And I voiced it out loud. Like, I know that's kind of stupid, but I did. I voiced it out loud. I said, "What are you?" And I literally, this is the only time it's ever happened in my life. I literally heard something in my head, and it said this: to look is not to see. It is merely to observe with what little we have to offer. And that was it. That was it. Everything else has been an emotional transitional inference, meaning that your particular side of your brain can understand certain things. Now, your left brain, can do numbers and letters and all these things. Your right brain can't do that. So when you're looking at a traditional psychic, they cannot really read you the lottery numbers. They can't read you names. They say, I feel like someone like Travis is coming through or Bob is coming through, because they have to feel that. The transference through the hemispheres is almost impossible. So they have to kind of try to understand it that way. But this particular time, beyond my knowledge of science and how that works, it was a clear message. I just look like one of those nutcases that go, I heard a voice, schizophrenia. I've been tested for all that stuff, but
when we started working on your project, Eric, I had that, that happened to me. I believe we talked about that when we were filming in Arkansas.
Wait, what?
Yeah. So I don't know if you remember that the first night in Arkansas, we first started filming for the documentary, you guys had a UFO floating over you guys before you came out there. That was Joe.
All three of us had individual experiences.
Yeah.
Right before we came to see you.
Yeah.
That's what I call the hidden hand. That's what that is.
Joe and Nico both had physical light sightings. I had I would call it a voice
directly over our houses, dude, fucking right over the head.
Yeah.
And then just whoop, I'm gone as soon as it gets to the house.
Yeah.
Yeah. We just had 7 last week, and everybody at the Lakeshore Resort right next to the lake, they were all coming to me. They were like, we know who, because now I'm stuck. It's been almost 10 years and it's the Bible Belt. So people are actually now watching, TV shows, and they're watching Gary Voorhees. They're watching all this stuff. And instead of
watching me,
everybody, but
I'm watching you.
But now I'm in this small redneck town where it's the Bible Belt. So I was exiled from the Catholic Church. I was exiled from all these things because the devil was
the Catholic Church has come out and accepted the possibility of extraterrestrial life.
Well,
the Catholic Church did. The people that follow don't always, though.
Yeah.
But those same people still want to burn gays and
exactly. That's what we were talking about.
There's a lot there. I'm a saved Christian. I'm absolutely a saved Christian, and I anybody that tells me that a sin is not a sin, that there's some sins that people should die for or be treated any differently for, then honestly, there's going to be a special place in hell for those people.
Yeah.
Well, that really wasn't, my point at all, but
no, just
but yeah, I mean,
that's what you get when I'm drunk.
Yeah, well, people around, well, for me, I just want to, be like, I'm so happy about it, really, that, I live in a small redneck town. And look, that's not derogatory.
I live in Central Florida. You can't get more redneck than that.
You come to Arkansas, man, I'll buy you a beer.
Come to Florida. I won't buy you a beer, but I'll invite you to the house and drink some whiskey.
Look, this whole show, I'm just like, Gary looks like my sister.
Well, as long as you don't get aroused by that, we're good.
Nobody fucks my sister but me. All right.
God dang it, boy. My God.
You have a very attractive sister, very handsome sister.
But Ben's experience before we came to see you was pretty insane.
Yeah.
And I mean that with the utmost respect, insane. You know what I'm saying? That was.
Do you guys ever think about the fact that it might not just be you guys, and it might be a lot more people? You know.
Well, I think it's there's a tipping point where you begin to focus our whoever's focusing on some kind of path, and in this instance it was Joe and me and Nico, and we started focusing on your story, Eric. I mean, honestly, Gary, I think Butterfly Flaps His Wings, you had just as much to do with the journey as anything. And as we started to focus our journey and our path consciously on your story, Eric, something paid attention and picked up to that frequency and started to check me, Joe, and Nico out. They were like, hey, if you're going to get close to the story, the person that we've actually trust and we contact, meaning you, Eric,
you just passed up Jacques Vallée. That's where he couldn't go. That's where he couldn't go.
I
Well,
mean,
it makes sense, because I'll be honest with you, as the longer I go on, and people see me on TV and they realize, hey, I know that guy, and they hit me up on Facebook like, you didn't know this, but remember that one time we had an argument? We saw a fucking UFO when we left. People around me have been seeing this shit the entire time, where I'm over here just walking around, no fucking clue.
Yep.
Yeah. Just doing
And then the
dishes at home and
2004
shit.
encounter, and then
That's very elusive. Yeah. You can see 100 UFOs throughout your lifetime, not remember one, but it takes that one particular thing to really shake you up, and that goes from an experiencer into quintessential. Because cognitive dissonance tells you you're both things until you realize that you have to leave the other thing behind. And that other thing behind is mom and dad and wonderful life and social engineering and social construction of what you're supposed to be until what you quintessentially are. And what that is, I would say highly empathic, highly intuitive, someone that needs to change the world, but absolutely full of cortisol in the mind. And once you can achieve and beat that and clear that mind of cortisol, which is really depression, it's a chemical composition that really floods superclusters within the caudiputamen and basal ganglia, you're going to be more powerful than you ever imagined. And who wouldn't be scared of that? Who wouldn't be scared of that? Especially if you have a wife.
I'm not scared of shit.
Yeah, who a wife, a child, a family, losing literally everything just to boastfully stand on one pinky toe of who you are. Who would appreciate it? None. Nobody appreciates it. So you really have to gauge yourself in a way to appropriate yourself where no one's gone before.
yeah.
I
think what you're describing is just like being open.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, if I was just contacted by my friend Eric. He's a researcher. Told me Hal Putoff wants to meet with me. He told me that a few other of these guys, and I said, look, no, not right now, because
you're doing better than I am. None of these people ever want to meet me. Nobody, literally nobody, other than like people that are into UFO, UFOs in the general public. Those are the people that want to meet me. Nobody important wants to meet me.
No, 99% of the time though, Gary, 99% of the time it's plausible deniability. They don't go there. When they desperately reach out, it means they really want answers. And I've got my own investigator from, Kentucky saying, Eric, don't meet with these people and don't help them. There's other people you need to help. And it's not, these
I
people.
do stay highly skeptical of anybody that's got more money than me, which is pretty much everybody.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why he likes Ben and I, dude.
Yeah.
They're poor like me.
That plant's fake. It's not real, guys.
It's like,
I can't afford
some
one
events.
plant.
Hey, was that Van Halen record? Totally real. Oh no, that's my Louis Prima album. That's the Gigolo album. It's signed, by the way, by Louis Prima himself, right?
Okay, well, what the hell, dude? That's
It's worth like $30 on eBay.
I can't tell you how many times I've seen people on social media going, Eric, you're just doing this for money. And I'm like, there's money? Well, I mean, come on, man.
According to people, I'm on the government take, and obviously
Yeah,
they're just taking. They're And they're
Yeah,
not
right?
giving me anything.
And it started with those assholes in khakis that came and took all your shit on the ship, right,
Yeah.
dude?
Khakis
Yeah,
and
the men in
polos,
khakis.
man.
Yeah.
Khakis and polo
Gary,
assholes.
Gary, I guarantee you, if you were on the payroll and I was hanging out with this buzz right now, bro, I would be such a dick right now.
Oh, yeah,
Not on
not
the
on
payroll.
man.
There
My
is
house
no
can-
way you don't exude any of it. Like if
Let's put it
you
this way,
if you
there's a certain person in
No.
this field that has like a 4,000 square foot home, and I have a 998 square foot home. I can guarantee that's probably a lot smaller than most people in this conversation.
Well, I tell you, for 10 years, I've been training on how these guys play chess and dominoes and how they do things. Know Thy Enemy, Art of War, my favorite book. It's a great read.
Sun Tzu.
Sun Tzu,
Yeah.
Zitsung,
learned-
Zitsung.
Zitsung. There you go.
Yeah, Zitsung.
I learned that from Civilization, dude.
I'm
Yeah,
impressed.
Love that
Zitsung. Zitsung.
Age of Empires, sorry.
Ancient Chinese word that it describes that which is of itself. And if you explore that philosophically, I think you'll find some amazing things. But if Gary was some kind of anything, I mean, there's so many people on the payroll, off the payroll, CIA Blue Book.
If they're talking about my my veteran benefits, that's about it. That's all I get.
No. I mean, no. I follow these guys very closely. I followed them before they ever knew my name. And if you're it, you're the best I've ever seen because you have no inkling whatsoever. So if there's anybody smiling like one side, yeah,
Talking
you're
about
wrong.
me, dude?
Yeah, I can't tell your beard. But no, Gary
Dude.
Voorhees has never been on my list of people that are a part of the.
I don't know, man. MK Ultra. I wouldn't even know it.
Yeah, you just
I'm gonna pour beer. I'm gonna pour beer on Gary now. He's going away. Gary is definitely not one of the government people.
Oh
I
man,
mean,
Gary.
I don't trust the government as far as I can analyze them, and I don't have that kind of money, so.
No.
You can always trust a guy who's into permaculture and enjoys growing his own food. You know,
God, dude,
Yeah.
I
Fuck
can't
yeah.
wait. We're looking at 2 years, and we're going to be buying a 5-10 acre piece of property.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
I
That's gonna
really
be
can't
awesome.
wait for it, man.
That's gonna be awesome,
Yeah.
dude. Gary, I had a question for you, man. When we first had you and like PJ on the first time, I don't think we ever asked you this, but you did mention that it was like, yeah, we didn't even realize anything was like huge was like going on. They played a couple like Men in Black movies that day, and then like we all just moved on with our lives. Like, when was that point where like were you just like at home? It was late at night, you turn the TV on, you pull the lotion out, all of a sudden the fucking Tic Tac shit shows up on the news, and you're like, shit, I'm gonna DRV this, rub one out, and then I'm gonna watch it, and then you realize, fuck, that was me. I was on that ship. What?
I didn't. Kevin Day called me and told
yeah.
me that there was an article done in the New York Times about the event. He didn't even have to tell me what event. So it's just like the only thing I had to make sure of, because I remember signing something. So I had to make sure that I didn't sign an NDA. So what I actually signed was a chain of custody for the data.
From the khaki guys,
Whoa,
man.
what?
Yeah.
What?
They I was the one that had to sign the chain of custody for them to take the tapes. And I remember, because we have tech reps come on all the time, pull tapes. We've got a lot of, we were one of those ships that have a lot of experimental equipment, a lot of brand new tech. So we had tech reps that used to come on all the time. The only time they didn't come on was during when we were in active theater, a theater of warfare, especially during like Enduring Freedom and Iraqi Freedom. But when we're in port, we're doing workups and stuff like that. Your tech reps come on and off all the time, and they talk to you. I know Raytheons. I know all anybody that produces equipment that I worked with I knew all the tech reps, I knew the representatives, and these guys come on, and when a normal tech rep comes up, they're like, "Oh, hey Gary," or if it's a new tech rep, "Hey, I'm with Raytheon. It's nice to meet you." They're very personable. These guys come on and they don't look you in the eye. They don't talk to you. You're talking to your chain of command, and I'm signing this paper, handing the tapes to them. They're turning around, they hand it to these guys. They don't look at me. They even look in my direction, and they just walk out the door and they're gone. So it just, the whole thing felt so odd. So I mean, it's just.
There's some weird shit going on in the chat right
Yeah.
now. There's some weird,
Weird stuff.
Let's see.
Thank you, Chad. By the way, oh my god, he's like at work. I love Chad Smith so much, you guys.
Yeah, what's up with this
guys.
dog face boy? Is he just like to fuck with people?
No,
just like-
he's
or is he-
cool. No, he's
Is he cool?
I was talking about this other thing. I won't say it out loud, but there's some trolls happening in the chat. It happens every now and then.
Oh, you got to remember, I'm I got some fans right now, and they're actively trying to. When it comes down to it, I really don't care. But
Yeah.
we'll just say you can't be successful without making some people that don't like you.
That's right, David.
That's right, man.
Absolutely right, man. I mean, it's absolutely right.
And remember, anything that happens with my company is all my fault. So
If a scared dad or a scared mom, or a scared anybody in the Navy or anybody that wants to come out is scared, and you get attacked by all these people, and you know who these people are? They don't have to deal with your life. They don't have to live that. They get to sit around and play with their balls at home and be fine. And be fine.
Yeah, I don't
They
care
don't
about
have
any of my
to
haters.
deal
I don't
with
care
that,
about anybody that hates me. I don't lose any sleep over anything they say or do. So
yeah, no, I've had my fair share. I mean, I've even contacted Ben. I'm like, Ben, I'm being attacked like crazy. Normally, I get attacked a lot, but with this documentary coming out and all that stuff, it's quite a bit. And he's like, "Oh, dude, I didn't understand." I'm like, "Yeah, Ben, I'm kind of like nudging him, like my life's going to hell right now."
I love your hey the that's how it's on. But like, would you reach out about that? We had a great conversation about that day, by the way. But I had no idea that was happening. There's so much hate, dude. What is that about?
No, I mean,
you try to do something good.
There's always going to be hate whenever you're doing anything. It's like say for a situation, say there's somebody in my company that the things aren't working out, and we release them from the company. Remember, there's two sides to that story. In my situation, it was a situation where I needed to remove them from my company for whatever reason. Their situation is it was unfounded, and they were doing an outstanding job. Because I mean, who's going to come around and say I'm a piece of shit? And and they shit can be, Yeah. I mean that's just human nature. Nobody's going to come out and badmouth themselves. And honestly, some situations we just didn't need the personnel that were involved, and so, I mean, or they'd left on their own accord. And so these things happen. I mean, hell, you see companies split all the time. You see people come and go. I mean, it doesn't mean anything unless you go straight under,
No, it doesn't matter. I mean, I was in a situation up in Maine where there was some bad stuff going on. I was sick. I was dying. My roommate was dying. Travis Walton was living with us. He moved out. There was some bad stuff. And speculation can happen all day long. I mean, I still to this day speculate. I'm still trying to gain weight. I'm lifting weights. I'm trying to put myself together. I had a 5% chance to live while I was doing something like this. And, so everybody that ever watched a 007 movie was like, "Oh, you guys are being killed or wiped out or whatever." Whatever. It doesn't matter. If you have the mental capacity of calling a radio show at 3:00 in the morning and nitpicking on someone for something they don't know anything about, maybe it's the Down syndrome show, and you want to call up and go, "Hey, you guys are retarded and I'm more important than you." Maybe your mom didn't hug you enough. maybe you need to learn a few things about humility. Maybe you need to learn a lot of things as an adult. If you're 13, fine, I'll pat you on the head, maybe buy you some ice cream. But if you're 13 and you're 45, we might have a different conversation. I mean, it's very difficult to really understand that kind of reasoning, for myself. Now, I do know what skepticism is like. I thought UFO people were insane, but I sure as hell ain't going to stay up till 3 o'clock in the morning into a freaking show and start bashing people because I felt insecure about the information I was hearing. That's their insecurity. They know nothing about it. They're probably a YouTubeologist or worse, a UFOologist. And, they just want the world spinning for them again. It has nothing to do with you, your character, who you are, or anything else. It really applies to relationships and everything of that nature. You turn 40, you turn 45. Women, men of 45, there's toxic relationships. There's past everything. So when two people get together, they're both worried. They're like, I love you. I really love you. I like you a lot. And that whole thing happens. So, here's a scenario where there is definitely a downset of misunderstandings that are going to happen right off the bat. It's just going to happen.
Yeah. It's so how do you guys I like to deal with negativity and stuff.
We're good, Dog Face Boy, by the way. I was just reading through the chat. I missed a bunch of it and didn't see what was going on.
Yeah, I think it was just the order of things. Dogface Boy, he's dope, dude. There was just some unfortunate trolling happening. Hey, it happens. But hey, yeah. I just want to real quick. Thanks everybody in the chat for dealing with that. That's awesome, dude. Like,
self-regulating chat is awesome.
It's truly awesome, dude. Like, it's crazy. I would never have thought that this little community that we have here.
Oh, come on, guys!
It's awesome.
It's probably like Richard Doty or somebody like that.
I mean, we were talking shit about MUFON, and maybe it might be somebody from MUFON, dude. I'm just saying.
Man, how libertarian of us.
I was taking you out because you said you had to go pee.
I'm gonna go potty. I'll be back.
All right. Yeah. You know what? I'm on his schedule right now, so I'm gonna go potty too.
Yeah, dude, go for it.
Yeah, dude, go for it, man.
I just wanted to plug Chad Smith podcast, by the way. Just
cool.
Just, hit him
Hell
up.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
For sure, man. For sure. And hey guys, if y'all are new to the chat, y'all are hanging out, man. This is the UFO Garage. What's up, everybody? How are y'all doing tonight? Man, go check us out, UFOGaragePodcast.com. That is our website, and you can find all kinds of cool shit on there. You can see what we're up to. You can see what Big Willie's up to in the big blue van. You can check out all of our episodes on the website. We've also got some amazing merch up there. And, every time that you purchase something from UFO Garage, 20% of that gets donated. And right now, hey, look, there was a good picture of Gary Voorhees in a Dr. Scientist t-shirt. Yeah. So you know that they're legit, right? There's Big Willie and his dude. Yes. Sonny. Look at Sonny. Lewis. Everybody. Bro, I
Gordium.
Yes, dude, I love it. And that's his shirt, right?
Yeah, that's Gordium's Thursty Thursday, dude. He coined that phrase.
If you have a good idea, as you can see, we're gonna put it on a shirt, man. So yeah, dude. So everything that you guys purchase from us, 20% of that gets donated to somebody that needs a little bit of help. And, maybe some research people who are doing some good work that, maybe we all believe in, like I always say, Ben and I, we're not smart enough to do research. All we could do is like read some shit, and we're not even that good at reading stuff. But you know what? If we all come together and we put our money together, we can definitely help people fund the research that we want to see. Right now, what we're donating to is Anomaly Archives. Dude, Smiles is the man. He runs the Anomaly Archives. here right here locally in Austin, Texas, because of COVID and the rent prices, and all you people from California that keep moving here, all y'all are doing is jacking everything up. And so we're here to help them out, man. These guys need a new home so bad. The amount of information and amazing things that are in the Anomaly Archives, everything from UFOs to Bigfoot to Mothman to just psychic abilities to pancakes, anything you want to know is in the Anomaly Archives. It's so amazing.
It's not just a website, it's a physical place. It's like a library. I know this is the only thing we could show right now. I mean, like as Smiles said last week, we're the only dudes that got like actual footage of the physical place.
Yeah. So you can definitely check it out. We'll post a video. Maybe we can post it in the chat. I think we have that link. And there's our video right there on the Anomaly Archives website. So that is pretty badass, dude. I absolutely love these guys. There he is. There's Smiles right there. He's showing you just a small portion of the archives, but guys, they have books from like the 1600s there at the archives. Every old school like MUFON category. They've got all just like all the old zine magazines. I mean, the place is absolutely incredible. We're trying to help these guys out. We're trying to find them a new home. Every little bit counts. Even if we raise $20, it is what it is, man. But man, we absolutely love this place. We love Smiles. He's such a great dude. And man, the amount of time, effort, research that the guy puts in to his craft is more than all of us put together, probably. So let's help these guys out, man. So yeah, every time you purchase something from us, it goes to help somebody else who needs the help. So yeah, thank you guys for supporting every super chat, everything, man. So yeah, it's pretty awesome. Thank you guys for all hanging out. Thank you all for the super chats. Thanks for buying t-shirts. It goes to a good cause, man. And it's pretty sick. It's pretty sick. I absolutely love it.
We have a Cinnamon Terry sticker.
Yeah, Cinnamon Terry.
Cinnamon Terry.
Hey. And there is a few new people in here, and I know you guys don't know who Cinnamon Terry is. Ben, who is Cinnamon Terry, dog?
Cinnamon Terry, dog. He plays the bongos down on 6th Street, dog, down in Austin, Texas, dog. That's what's up.
That's right, man. That's right. Occasionally we'll have people on the show.
Like that gave him any kind of background. Oh, okay.
That's about the amount of background that we have on Cinnamon Terry as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. But the actual story behind Cinnamon Terry, right, is that Cinnamon Terry is an extraterrestrial whose family, their planet was destroyed by another evil race. And so what they did was, as they were flying by, they dropped Cinnamon Terry off on the planet Earth. Now, Cinnamon Terry grew up with humans. And so the weird thing about Cinnamon Terry is that even though he's an extraterrestrial, he doesn't believe in aliens. So that's what makes Cinnamon Terry kind of cool, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Pretty kick-ass. Pretty kick-ass. I love it.
Hey, quick plug on Chad Smith podcast. Yeah, y'all check him out. It's a great channel. And Oracles and Beyond. Yes. Cassie.
Yeah.
Oracles and Beyond. Yes. And let's see, Paranormal Chop Shop.
Shop.
Y'all gotta check them out. Y'all, I mean, there's like this new wave of just like hangouts. And I mean, these guys, Paranormal Chop Shop, the crew, Spooky and Sunny and Chad and Cassie. And I mean, there's so many more that hang out like on Friday nights and sometimes Saturday nights. It's just a cool hangout, dude. Like sometimes they'll go for like 8 hours straight.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
It's awesome. I love it.
It's crazy because like, it's like two shows that I like, but like one happens like really early in the morning.
Jasmine podcast.
And the other one happens like really, really early in the morning, I guess, because they're in California. So like by the time I get the message, it's like 1 a.m. and I'm already asleep, guys. You know what I'm saying? Once you start having kids and working full-time jobs, that's what you do, man. You fucking go to sleep early and do boring shit like mow the yard. You know? Oh God!
Like you're tired. Not retired, tired.
I'm tired. And then the next day, I'm retired again. For I guess I'll retire for.
I knew that would get you to put me back in.
Almost got it. Almost got it. Eric was doing the same thing. It was so funny.
And I want to let everybody know that picture of that shirt I'm in. I liked it so much. I actually bought that shirt. They didn't give me the damn thing. So
You did buy it.
No, they were like, oh, thanks for buying my merch.
We thought we were so cool, dude. We had no idea.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
What I do Gary for? He's bought a shirt from us. And then that was a trip, like when the Bledsoes posted their photo. We're like, oh fuck! Look at the Bledsoes repping the UFO Garage stuff,
guys.
man.
Yeah.
I don't.
Dude,
They're
they're
good
they're so nice. They're so nice. Holy
they're good
shit,
people.
they're so nice. Like, oh yeah. If I didn't know any better, I think they were like Mormons. They're so nice. Jesus.
No, I know Ryan, but I don't know his dad.
Yeah. We met his dad, and the guy was a fucking sweetheart. And he actually confirmed that he drove a red Ford pickup. 0 down, 0 APR.
Yeah.
No door Ford.
Really?
Zero
APR. Damn.
Yeah.
He confirmed it.
Was it for 12 months or was it for 2 years?
Yeah. Me and Chris
Or was it just till after the beginning of the year? You know how they do that sometimes. 0 APR till the next year.
Yeah,
I don't know, like your birthday.
It's like December.
Yeah, it's like December 17th, and you're like, oh, that sounds like a good deal, but I just don't know.
Me and Chris had essentially the same investigators. I don't know if you guys know that.
No shit.
Yeah, no shit.
You just told me about that like last time we talked.
Yeah, there were some that just had to leave the case. There were others, man, there were so many problems. It was a big mess. But, you got me and my children, and all the stuff I had to deal with. So there was that, particularity of just smash mindset and others that were scientific. And they were together for 25 years, and they had to separate over my case. Wow. They had to separate over that because they saw tears. They saw, how much was going on, with my daughters crying and my sons crying and me suffering. And so it really separated them. And I felt responsible. I felt bad. I'm like, oh my God, I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on here. I know you guys are friends, but yeah, it was a rough ride, for hindsight, because I didn't know what was going on. This whole team, was doing their thing, and, they were looking at the electromagnetic activity. I think you guys were out on Milk Lane, and you guys actually picked up on the electromagnetic activity on Milk Lane on the $10,000 camera that you were using.
Yeah, that drone that was like malfunction. Get Eric the fuck out of here.
It literally said electromagnetic interference.
Yeah, and Nico,
like
Nico, the director, he's not even a believer. After the third site we were on, he looked at me and he said, "Are you a fucking magnet?"
Well, I definitely know the frustration of that.
I didn't even say anything to him. I just winked at him. That's all you can do. You just wink. You just be like, I don't know.
So Gary, did you have similar experiences?
Well, we did an investigation, just a small investigation at a place which we can't disclose yet, and the entire Osiris kept shutting down, like literally just boom, dead. And then basically by the time the events would be done, then the Osiris was booted back up, and we're talking up systems that we have in the truck that were we charged them to max before we went to this location, and they were just saying all nines and then just no power.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
And then when we got back to the hotel, we would check all the systems, and they were working just fine. There was nothing wrong with any of them. So
I concur. Barry Gaunt from Kentucky MUFON sent Cindy Bailey Dove to my home, and this poor girl, she's been doing it for 30 years.
A lot of briar bush out there.
Yeah, 30 years. You know, she walks in and there's blackbirds flying into the side of my house. Before you laugh, Google it. Blackbirds.
It's just the way that Joe said briar bush, because she said briar bush like 4,000 times.
Yeah, Google it. Blackbirds over Arkansas. I had the CDC out there. I had MUFON out there. I had all kinds of problems out there. I had the Navy.
To be fair, MUFON will come running if you say anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they come running, but they don't walk away with anything. But I had the CDC. I had MUFON. I had KARK TV. All kinds of stuff. The blackbirds were falling out of the sky, blah, blah, blah. It was a big mess, man. Oh, my God.
Shit. Is that it, dude?
Dude, it was bad because they were all flying into the side of my apartment, all the way from my house to Cabot. I talked to a guy in Cabot, and he said these orange balls were coming down from the sky, and he wanted to meet me. So I met with him over coffee. And all he could do was cry. He couldn't even talk to me. Like, he still can't talk to me. And I don't even know what's going on with this guy. So, I mean, yeah, there was a lot going on, bro. A lot going on.
God damn.
But basically, now think about birds and electromagnetic fields. Where do you want to fly south? What in the south, does a dog face north or south when he goes to take a poop? These directional things with currents in the electromagnetic field of consciousness, the mind, that's what it comes to. That's what it basically comes to. And if you look at recent, viewings on these guys in the CIA, they're like, how is consciousness related to this phenomena? And not grays, not ETs, not UFOs. We're talking about consciousness. And that is the biggest thing. Take everything off the picture. Take everything off the board. Your room is filled with a blue light, okay? And your mind is changed forever. You don't know that. You don't know how to adjust to it. You don't know what it is. You don't know what's going on. So basically, you become a chameleon as you're adjusting to it, because normal society and judgment, we are social creatures. So therefore, we're not going to act or be different ever. We have to act as a Dallas fan. We have to act as everything we're supposed to be.
We them boys, Eric. We them boys down here.
Yeah.
Shit.
This kind of thing pulls you away from every bit of it, to where you have to become a duality chameleon. And when you become that, your wife doesn't know. Gary doesn't know. Nobody knows what you're interconnected with. So once you're gazed off into that reality and you realize that nobody understands that capacity, you tend to close up. You tend to have cortisol in your brain. You tend to have all these things. At the same time, this is very important. At the same time, the cortisol that rushes into your brain stints your antenna. And you want to stay that antenna stints. So when you deal with experiences all the time. They're alcoholics, they're drug addicts, they're trying to drown it out. But if they were to stay sober, stay vigilant, they would do the things that I have done. And that's not really a good thing because I'm drinking tonight and I'm hanging out with Cheech. But hey, look, I got my one night, but I did stifle the CIA. I did put out the aviary. I did put out the fifth floor, the phenomenology desk. I did put out, now there's not the top echelon put out there yet. But I know their names. I know what they're doing. They're not on TV. They're pulling all the puppet strings, doing what they're doing. But if you were to take a individual like this and put them in a Fortune 500 company, clear the cortisol, what are you going to get? Highly intuitive, highly empathic people. You're going to get results. And that's not my words. That's Dr. Gary Nolan, 6 PhDs, Stanford University. under the
it's-
oversight of the Central Intelligence Agency.
Do you
I
find that? I got a
all
question
these-
for you. Not, do you find that a lot of experiencers delve into using drugs to try to deal with this, or alcohol? Because
Now,
like I
Gary,
know,
thank you. Yeah, thank you, Gary. I will tell you this, that a lady contacted me from the New York Times. She loves to do stuff in savant syndrome. Like, you hit your head, and instead of you having brain damage, you actually are smarter. So she's been writing books and movies. She contacted me, and she did Nexus Magazine, I think, is the last place she did an article on me. Now, she dug up my butt, dude. I mean, she looked up my ex-girlfriend, old,
well, she is from the New York Times, so I mean, I expect her to be that kind of reporter.
yeah. But she embellished a little bit, which was embarrassing. Eric Mitchell is amazing. I don't like to hear that kind of thing. I'm just a guy. But she really looked into it. She knows about savant syndrome. She's going to do a movie with Jason with Netflix. I don't know Jason's last name. He was a furniture guy and got jumped and beat up. Savant syndrome, same as mine. But what you're looking at with all experiencers is savant syndrome, but you want to dumb yourself down so you can deal with your wife, husband, job, everything else in the world. So that
What if you've been like this since you were a child?
Me?
No, I'm just saying in general, like in generalities. What if like
Yeah.
you've literally had to dumb yourself down just to talk to your parents?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
As a child.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Yeah. And how would you know? How would you know? Because that's normal from day one. That's normal from day one.
Well, from what I understand in that
There's too many
situation,
directions I can go with this.
they people that were like that, like when I was 5, that was the first time I read the Encyclopedia Britannica, the whole thing. And then when I ran out of the books to read, I read all my mom's Stephen King books. Then I read the Bible a couple dozen times. I couldn't get a hold of enough material. So I mean, it's just it's an OCD that's an informational OCD that's been my entire life. I can't.
Yeah, that's basically what an experiencer does. I was 34 years old. I didn't believe in anything like that. Before you know it, I was not reading anything in ufology or anything like that. I was devouring libraries.
I get stuck on a subject and I'll read everything humanly written on the subject.
Yeah,
granted, I can't promise that I'm going to remember everything that I read.
Yeah, you talk about Christianity. There's 4,200 religions and man-made religions throughout histoy. I had to go read. I had to go through
3,000 of them are different Christianities. No,
yeah.
I love to bust their chest.
No. I mean, we can spend all night on that. We can spend all night on that.
No.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
Dude,
I mean,
I can kind of relate to that, dude. Like anytime, like if I find a topic that I'm interested in, I will obsess over that shit for months. Like, and I'm only recently starting to kind of understand that or figure that. I feel like I'm understanding my body or like me as a person a little bit more, like as I'm older. And it's weird because even my wife is like, dude, since I've met you, you have done music, UFOs, permaculture, and this new fucking fish tank aquascaping shit. Like you are just like you're a different person for months at a time until you like absorb everything there is to know about it. Then you become a regular person.
God forbid if I ever figure out how to stop my telomeres.
Oh, dude, no. I'm like, you know what?
Be invincible.
Like, if you were to look into my life, like I'm not into UFOs. I don't follow the subject. I don't give two shits about who is talking about what, but I love botany. I love growing plants. I love everything about that kind of science. You know, so it's like I don't think I could ever be into UFOs because, man, you know what? Take that for yourself. You know, take that for understanding. I'm not into UFOs; they're into me, and that's a different type of understanding. I'm not a buff. I don't care what people have to say about this thing. I love botany. You know, that's a great science. That is a wonderful science. Symbiont circles are a way to understand what the hell that is. You know, everything in a symbiont circle benefits itself. The oceans, the tides, the waters, the seeds, the leaves, the plants, the turtles, everything is a symbiont circle. And they, believe it or not, they affect each other in all ways possible. If you breathe the same air I do, it's a symbiont circle. So what the hell is that?
So Eric,
that's crazy.
I've been thinking about this thing, dude. I mean, I could call you any time of day, and I know you'd answer, and we'd have a great 4-hour conversation. But I mean,
you never call, and I know it's my hair.
It is okay. It is.
You're not in the hair club, like
you're not in the hair club. But I mean, dude, like I've been working on this idea, and I'm actually
has been
true Ben fashion. I've got too much on my plate. I'm a new dad. I've got 2 jobs. I've got a documentary. I'm in a podcast. Also, I'm working on a. You guys
got to write a song too,
and a song.
And we have to write a song. Yeah,
you sound like me talking to my boss. I'm like, what's your documentary about? So you need a day off? I'm like, yeah, I was can't tell you. I'll be there tomorrow.
Yeah, it sucks that it's so bad with trying to explain people that like you're working on something if it's not out yet. It sucks, dude. I get it. I get it. Yeah, Gary.
But afterwards, everybody's happy with it.
Afterwards, everybody's like, oh yeah, no worries, we get it. But hey, that's the struggle of an artist, right? Like anybody creating something, people don't really appreciate it until the work is out there and it's consumed, and then they judge it and whatever. Anyway, so
after that, it's real.
Exactly. Yeah. And this is zeitgeist, right? So
You're not real.
Yeah. So I've been working on this idea for a comic, like very easy to consume, very, very basic stuff, but like.
Whoa. I'm going to be a cartoon on your show.
Absolutely.
Eventually.
Right.
Yes.
Well,
all right,
so a cartoon would be amazing, but right now I'm thinking about a comic, like a graphic novel.
Yeah, I want to buy some Modelos, some ice cream.
Exclusives.
I'll be the guy that walks up and buys it. That's all I want. Look, I don't want too much from you guys.
Yes, dude. So like, yeah.
Bucket list.
I don't want the whole pack of White Owls. I just want one. Just give me one. Sir, we don't sell just single White Owl cigarillos. I just want the one.
Might as well give me the box then, dude. Buy a box. I'll give you one shit.
I only have $1.75. Yeah, but the box is like 85 cents.
Ben is totally serious because he designed this and then gave it to me for my birthday.
Oh my god!
I still have it, dude.
I forgot. What? I didn't know you still have that. That's
amazing. Dude. It's full of fucking joint papers, dude. And I am but one man. There's like over 500 of them in here. I give them away like during fucking Halloween to little kids and shit. I was like, yeah, here's a Snickers and some fucking rolling papers, man. Enjoy your 16-year-old birthday, you know?
Just to clarify, I didn't design. I used to do product photography for gas station products, so like that's where that came from. Free samples. Come over to my house if you want free samples.
Yeah, dude, it's epic.
Oh my god, that hurt. I hurt my leg. Yeah.
Dude, so like this comic idea, man, like I maybe this like sparks some ideas or get the conversation going, but like where I've started, like page 1, I want to explain the like our reality, and it starts with consciousness, and my description of consciousness is not an awareness but a verb. So it's like when we say something's conscious, it's only tuning into a frequency that exist in all of realities, past, present, future. It's a highway that we're all, anything that becomes conscious. That's why I say it's a verb, not a thing or a noun.
Yeah.
Something becomes conscious. It's able to tune into this verb, this motion, this movement, this frequency, and able to tap into it and sense it. And this goes back to that sensing thing that I've been like stuck on, Joe. You know, like the sensors, cameras, sensors. Everything's about fucking sensors, dude. So like that base, like we're the page one. Like where are you guys at? What do you guys think? Like page one, consciousness is a verb, not a noun. It's a frequency. What do you guys think?
I like that.
I can see Eric's wheels are turning, bro.
I'm dumb though, so who knows? I think it sounds cool.
And I'm saying this only because all of you have been inspired in some way these ideas. This is not just coming from me. This is
dude.
like,
If you've ever read an Archie comic, then like you're gonna be into it. You know.
what's the Archie comic? Is that the dude with the with the flip? Is that the guy?
I have a couple of them downstairs, man. I have to show them to you.
I'm
Archie
really
at the
proud-
beach.
I'm really proud of you, man. I really am. I
see a
really
tear
am.
coming down.
Yeah, I actually fighting one because consciousness is not exactly what people believe. I mean, it is the assumption of here and now, and is the actual pinnacle of existence. If you looked up into the sky, if you looked at the stars, and you could actually say that, holding your balls in your hand and say, I am that. I am that. And you say that.
I do that every morning.
In complete, what? Dude, look, I just went outside. I had a cigarette. The universe mooned me.
Yes.
Yeah, dude.
It
We're
mooned
getting-
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh, see my butt? It mooned me. But you are that. The iron in your blood has the same composition of only one thing known in the universe, which is the center of any living planet. So you essentially are that. What is consciousness? Besides what you decide what it is, which is funny. I decide to buy a chocolate bar. I decide to facade sociology. I decide to facade psychology. I decide to cohere with every relevant thing that's irrelevant. What am I? I am the single point of everything else that there is. You are that. All of that. The moment you look at a person's face, the moment you look at a person walk, the moment you hear a person breathe or eat or crunch on a chip, I hate that part. If you're a loud eater, you're not a part of the universe. Just say it. Just say it, bro.
Are you chewing gum with your mouth open, you fucking animal? Jesus.
Yeah, Gary, you're out,
Yes,
bro.
I'm a fucking animal.
But
I love how everybody like said, yeah, Gary.
but essentially, you are everything. Every single actual thing. You are everything. If you look at the universe, you are it. You are made of it. I don't care if you're disguised as a gas station worker or some important.
Oh, shit.
You are an essential part of this entire universe, an ecosystem that you don't even understand. Now, if you're told you're supposed to be this or that, then fine. If you like it, fine. If you don't, then it'd be a little bit difficult. But the thing is, beyond what you perceive as consciousness is something very important. Your neurological network is built from the day you're born to the day you are now. And that thing is trained every 32 days to build new neurons and all sorts of different networks into understanding the reality that you're in. truth or wrong. It doesn't matter what that is. When you leave that neural network, that rat race you call a maze or a brain, you start to understand that consciousness is. If you ever train a dog to sit, you can train yourself to sit. If you train someone else to be nice to you or do anything, that is reaching outside of your neural network into understanding that the maze, the rat maze that your neural network is totally confined. Is totally confined. So the Buddha and everyone else in certain areas have found certain ways to leave the dictation of what your mind tells you what you're supposed to be, and that which is of itself.
Damn it!
And,
you said what a conscious to believe, and then it cut out.
Doesn't it always?
It does
Every time.
You're like just like the precipice of saying something super profound, and the internet was like, people aren't ready yet.
Where's Kid Green, dude? He's controlling the internet. He's controlling Eric's
goddamn
internet.
No, but no, I mean, it's a neural network. That's what you got. It's a meat sack, you know. I don't know. You can tell your pecker to do something different. You can tell your toes to do something different. But when you tell your brain to do something, it's like, whoa, wait a second. I can tell my brain to do stuff, just like my arm, just like my fingers, just like, you know, everything. So when you understand that in a basic way, then you can basically understand that your consciousness, i.e., whatever it is caught in a rat maze looking for a particular type of cheese, i.e., society. I want love. I want fame. I want this. I want that. You don't want any of it. You don't. You don't. You want to give it up. Now, the Buddhists understand this. In many other religions, but 10,000 things, one suchness. Meaning you are 10,000 things without understanding that you are that. So you have to go to the store and buy pickles. You have to do all these things. I guarantee you, most people in their minds, and I gave that up in 2013, so I got to do this, I got to do that, I got to do that. I call that the gotta monster. The gotta monster has to gotta get coffee. I got to do this, I got to do that. If you shut the damn thing off, if you leave the rat maze,
I gotta learn everything.
Neurokinetic activity, and you understand neurokinetivity is only within the highways and byways, like your freaking Dallas Loop that I hate really bad.
We don't boys, Eric.
Right. So if you leave that type of neural connectivity, because you can be stuck on the Dallas Loop for a long time, like a lot of my relationships, you can back away from the highways and byways of what you think is neural activity and completely leave behind the habits of hurting yourself over understanding that you're not supposed to be that. You know what I mean?
Love that. Love that.
Yeah.
You're speaking my language, man. I'm vibing with that. Hard.
Dude, I gotta hang out with Cheech. I gotta warm up, bro.
Wait, can I play you guys
There's not
this
going to
one
be
thing?
anything that intuitive in that conversation.
No, dude, you got to live stream that, by the way. Yeah, that would be amazing.
What?
Could I, your hangout with Cheech?
And the sinew of thieves and Mondays for hate Mondays.
Okay, I'm staying home.
Here we go. I'll give you another one.
Hold on, highway byway.
Behold,
It's coming.
a fiendish masterpiece from the bow.
It's okay with you. I'll just keep. What kind of guitar is that?
The guitar keeps.
You didn't find it first before you played it?
Yeah, I probably should have done that. We're still working on that. It's highway on the byway.
Come on,
Yeah,
can we
I know.
bring the professionalism up a little bit, please?
I'm loving it.
When I come on this show, I expect a certain level of professionalism.
Everybody knows that we're professionals around here. And that's why
everybody
they show up. They
Yeah.
show up.
They come here. They come here. They
Totally
know that we're
reminds
gonna.
me.
They come here for the facts and only the facts, man.
That's
Yeah.
our show is only facts. We don't play around. We don't joke. It's very serious. Everybody knows that. It's only facts.
By the way, you
UFO
guys can go
Garage.
check out to thefartsacademy.com and
Oh my god! Hey guys, now that I think we have quite a few people listening. I have a question that keeps me. I'm just up at night thinking about these things. But are vegetarians allowed to eat animal crackers?
Depends whether they're made of lard or not.
I mean,
oh fuck, dude.
That's a great question. Are they made of lard?
I don't know.
I do believe that there is lard in the traditional animal cracker.
Oh,
they're
shit.
shaped.
God.
Look, man, they're
So if
shaped. They're
Right.
shaped like animals. They're shaped like animals.
Well, if a vegan wanted to make an animal cracker that was vegan and then eat it and pretend to be a not vegan, that might be like some craving they have. I don't want to be a vegan, but I have to be a vegan.
Gary,
so I'm gonna eat
Gary.
this animal
What,
cracker.
what is that? Vegan baiting?
I don't know. I kind of like tofu and curry, so
You're a vegan.
Oh
baiter.
man, dude,
There's
wa-
vegan baiters.
I'm
We
a
didn't know-
true
we didn't-
omnivore.
Yeah.
my
Yeah,
wife. My wife gave me a cracker and I thought it was filled with peanut butter and I was like, fuck yeah. And I ate it and it was tofu. And I was like, what the fuck? Are you trying to kill me, dude? Like,
Oh my God.
Dude, check it out. If you're gonna do tofu, go
Savage.
straight up extra firm. It literally has the consistency of like a scrambled egg. So think you ever had egg foo young? I love it, and we have it at least.
that was
once a month
perfect,
here.
man.
That was.
Oh God. Yeah.
No, we do a very varied diet. Honestly, lately our diet's been shit, but but when we are good on it, we generally vary it. Red meat, fish, all kinds of shit, vegan stuff. There's certain recipes I love that are vegan.
Diet's so important. Diet is so important.
Hey, I want to get this
so
out there.
like, even though I eat steak every night, I also have a salad.
Yeah, dude, you're totally vegan.
Yeah, there's a variety of salads. We don't just get the same salad, dude.
Yeah,
I mean,
You're an omnivore.
I had steak for dinner tonight.
Steak, salad, baked potato. I'm putting a ring on your finger. I don't care who you are.
that's right.
There you are. Hey,
Except Big Booty Judy. Y'all don't know about that. I've been harassed. I do need to tell the public about that.
who's Big Booty Judy?
Don't talk about Big Booty Judy.
Don't talk about.
We don't talk about Big Booty Judy.
We don't talk about.
Look,
cholesterol might have gotten to her.
Look, I've been honest. I'm gonna go smoke with the biggest smoker in the world. I'm gonna tell you about Big Booty Judy. We're on the radio. I met her. Will you stop it? So I can
How long
say-
until you met her booty?
I met her.
Look, I'm 155 pounds. I am solid.
thigh.
muscle. Yeah, exactly. I've got a 12-pack. I fought in the ring for 6.5 years. My dad was a boxer, 19-0. Went to the prison for knocking somebody completely gone. I grew up in this fraudulent type of thing. Big Booty Judy was slicing some lunch meat. Hang on. I'm going to show you what she was doing. She'd be like, you look good, baby. You look real good.
One of those voices like she.
For some reason, I'm having this picture of. You ever seen The New Guy?
Yeah.
No, I haven't. She's like, I'm going to call you white chocolate. This woman is 350 pounds
Leopard
of
print.
pure.
Sorry,
She's like, I'm going to mess you up. You going to be my man. And blah, blah, blah. And now every time I go somewhere, Big Booty Judy shows up. She's like, "You gonna be my man?" I'm not gonna say it up.
Honestly, Eric, I think maybe you should give it a try. You know what I'm saying?
No,
I'm just saying.
no. I know the capacity of my bone structure, and I will deny that.
Oh shit!
What happened to you, Gary? Oh god!
I moved my keyboard and it knocked over my camera.
This is what got me. Last time I went to go get some lunch meat, which I'm about to go shop somewhere else, she looks at me dead in the eye and she goes, "You gonna be my white chocolate?"
Oh my god!
And I'm like, "I'm sorry, ma'am. What'd you say?" She said, "You gonna be my white chocolate. You gonna be my white chocolate." And I'm like, "Oh my god, I'm scared of this woman. If it was a 350-pound black man, I'll fight you.
All right.
I'll fight you. I'll fight you."
She might be a power bottom, Eric. you know?
Yeah, you don't know that.
You're
might
not my
have-
friends. You're not. You're not being my friends right now. Because you know what? Drive up. You're not too far away. Drive up. I'll introduce you, and I'll wait in the car.
All I'm saying, dude, is she's a pro with meat. It seems like so. You know, maybe you give it a shot. You know,
I don't know what it is. What anywhere we went, even the gas stations, like just ladies love Eric. I don't know what it is. They're like, "What's
Right?
up, baby? What's
Yeah,
going on?"
yeah.
I'm not a good-looking guy.
I mean, I beg to differ. I mean, you got something, dude. I don't know what it is.
It's a certain what do they call it? Je ne sais quoi.
Je ne sais quoi. A special quality. But look, unless you're in Hot Springs, Arkansas, you don't know my nickname. So take care. Bye-bye.
Check the private chat.
Yeah, dude.
And we found an actual picture of him and Big Booty Judy.
Yeah. That is Eric and Big Booty Judy.
She's way bigger than that, though.
Oh god.
And he's got better hair. You gonna be my chocolate boy?
I fucking love that dude. That is hilarious.
Get off at 5
I'm
o'clock.
jealous, honestly.
Oh god. 509 says she gonna give you barbecue all day. That's a win.
Oh, yeah, dude.
All right.
Tammy
All
said she peed a bit. Just saying.
Look. If anyone wants to feed me, she can try me out.
John Music says roast beef on the face. All right.
Shit, my face is about turning as red as my mic.
I am known to eat at Arby's, so yeah.
Double roast.
We have the beef. Oh,
Yeah,
God.
no. Actually, today I had
Sure,
2
Arby's, I'm more
roast
of a
beef and
Georgia man.
cheddar. I had 2 roast beefs and cheddars, and I ate a peach for about 45 minutes.
Oh, Big Booty Judy's your kind of woman, dude. You eating them peaches. Oh
Mhm.
shit, that
Eat
is
a peach for hours.
so hilarious, dude.
Hey, wait, isn't that from Face Off? I could eat a peach. Isn't that like the
I could
phrase?
eat a peach for hours.
I remember as a kid watching Face Off. I was like 12. I was like, I could eat a peach for hours. My mom was like, stop saying that at the dinner table. I'm like, why? It's in the movie. Just like, you don't know that's dirty.
But I love
Why?
peaches.
But Ben, have you ever tried it?
Oh,
Why
dude,
would you ask him that?
bro.
I mean,
Hey,
The dude's married, so you gotta remember. You
I
can't do any direct questions like that because
dude, if the mood's right, I'm eating that ass like a buffet. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Look,
I ain't, dude.
I think the statement is I'm still married. That's how you know if I've eaten a peach before. I'm still married. There you go.
17 years.
I'm a high empath, so if I eat live vegetables, you have to do it in respect that they're just gonna wiggle a little.
I just like to feel the screams as I eat the steak.
I think you guys
Oh my
said the
God.
exact same thing, but one was like meat and one was vegetables.
Oh my god.
Shit. This is the St. Patty's Day party I
my God,
only
yeah.
want to be at.
Tammy
right now.
said she likes fingers in the ear. Oh no. Okay, I think she meant like La 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 la. La. I thought she was like, I
Got
like
it. I was
fingers
gonna
in my
say, that didn't
ears.
sound like
la,
Tammy.
la,
Oh.
la, la.
Millions of
floating
peaches,
balls of
peaches
gas.
for me.
They float.
Sorry.
No, that was me, but that wasn't technically me.
Giant blocks of
Giant balls.
Okay, we gotta tie this back in. So we gotta start talking about that dude that was banging those blue aliens.
Oh, dude.
We gotta tie it back into UFO Garage.
No.
Wait, no.
Sidetracks,
You said
ass.
banging blue.
was that the Love and Saucers guy,
I'm
or
probably
the
not
Corey
now.
I
Good guy?
don't remember. I remember seeing like a little like I started watching this interview and this guy's like, yeah, so I've had this girlfriend from like wherever for like
Love
ever,
and Saucers.
and she's blue skinned and just like that, and it's like, and then she abducts me and shares me with her friends, and it's like, damn, this dude's got some wild imagination. I mean, geez, he's
got
basically
paintings.
dating an intergalactic stripper.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, yeah. Galactic menage a trois, man. Like, I don't know. Yeah. That's one of those stories where, like, I'm like,
Nice.
all right, dude, take me.
But everybody's just silent. Like,
Show me your
blah,
ways.
blah, 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 blah.
Hold on, is there more pictures?
Yeah, everybody's waiting. Like,
Oh,
there
God.
are more. Okay.
We
No,
did. We did a show. We
I
did a
gotta move
show
this to
the
a
other
private
day.
browser.
We did a
You
show
did
the
click
other
not
day.
safe for children on your podcast,
I did.
right?
I did. Yes. It's the
Always.
default.
Always, yeah.
Default.
It's
Did
just
the
set on
same.
the yeah. We did a show with JoJo Bone the other day, and it full showed up, and there was just a big giant vagina behind him on his green screen, and we were like, "Get out of the way, JoJo!" Like none of us could focus.
We're like, what is her name?
I'm not gonna lie, I googled for like 2.5 hours trying to find that image because I don't know. That was very specific, whatever he brought up, but I
found
wanted
it.
to know who it was.
I found it. You want to see it?
I want to see it. Let me see it. No, not at all.
Megamind.
Yeah.
Megamind. See, that's something I know. I was a single dad for 11 years, so I know Disney and Pixar. I don't know about players and trying to pick up on chicks and blah, 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 blah.
Secret is, neither do we.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not cool.
We're just
No,
very good
no,
at
no, no.
shooting shots. You know what I'm saying? You miss every shot you don't take. So why not?
Yeah. Mostly guys I grew up with. I was like the dude with the long blonde ponytail, biker jacket, ripped guy,
10
back
pounds.
back in high school, I was doing pretty good. But and all my
With that
friends were,
creatine powder.
"Dude, you could totally hook up with this chick and
She's hot.
you can do this and you can do that." I never had that type of mindset at all. I never looked at a woman. I had a single mom as a parent, and then I was a single dad, with
Me
daughters. So
too. And I looked at a lot of women.
I don't share the same gander of that type of way. And when I meet women, they accuse me. They're like, "You're that, no matter what." So it's like, you know what? I'm gonna stay single. Fuck off.
I'm a bass player, so I've had a lot of fantasies.
Oh,
Yeah, a lot of fantasies because it was the lead guitarist that got all the ass.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's what you would think, but
It didn't happen. I was the lead singer and the lead guitar player, and I'm just an awkward person. So
dude,
nothing
honestly,
happened.
as a bass player, I probably got the most ass out of the whole band.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you definitely
Thank
have
God for my
that certain quality about you, Joe.
You mean a big cock, Gary?
And the reputation to go with it.
Because you're wrong. It's so small. Everybody's so disappointed.
It's so wide.
That's why I'm so good at eating peaches. Oh, dude. Oh God, man. Yeah, no. And then I met my wife, dude, and fucking love. You know what I'm saying? Love.
She loves the tuna can.
Holy shit, man.
giant stone balls.
Giant blocks
Oh man,
of
we gotta
stone.
stop.
Giant stone balls.
Giant blocks.
I love this new platform, dude. And the fact that we're able to just hit sound clips like that. God
Yeah,
damn.
yeah. You gotta go to the balls. Go to the balls. You got the balls.
Giant stone balls.
Pioneers used to ride them for miles.
Guys, I swear to God.
Did you get the clip of a sling blade with the French fried taters?
Oh my god! Yeah, that needs to be one.
Get that, dude.
They filmed that movie in my town. I watched that.
Oh no shit!
Shit.
Out there in
Yeah.
Hot Springs, dude.
Yeah,
that-
Hot
That
Springs.
was a messed up movie, man.
and
Oh my
and in
God.
Benton, Hot Springs, all that. Yeah, they filmed that here. Like I said, I've met more celebrities here than in Hollywood. Yeah.
That's awesome, dude. They
That's
shoot
dope.
so many movies here in our town. It's so weird. It's a very small town, dude. But I mean, like, there's been some great shit that come out of Taylor, Texas. I mean, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Transformers, The Big Green, fucking Varsity Blues, like just I mean, Field of Dreams.
Don't
like,
forget about the Titans.
The Titans. Like, there's just been so many amazing movies made around. Like, we had Ben Affleck here like last month. He was just fucking walking around like drinking beer and shit. We're like, Ben Affleck. It's kind of cool.
You gave him a little pat on the butt, but hey,
Yeah.
good
But I
job.
have been. Hey, good show.
What's the movie that John Travolta did where he's like an attorney or some shit?
Oh, dude, Saturday Night Fever.
No, that wasn't it. But he did
Urban Cowboy.
they filmed that in the town I lived in. And that's the first time. That's the first star I ever met was John Travolta.
That's
Whoa,
bad.
that's a blue space chicken.
And then ironically, a number of years later, working cable here in the Central Florida area,
No.
I ended up doing a service call at John's house.
No shit.
And I didn't expect, like, they told me, he has people and they'll answer the door no matter what. You don't have to actually have his signature on the account. They were really, really, really making it certain that I wasn't gonna mess with this dude while I was there. I was like, no, the customer has to sign this, But he
I need to
actually
speak to John.
he answered the damn door.
That's
So-
awesome. That is awesome.
And I'm like,
dude.
yeah, I don't think you remember, but I was like 15 last time I saw you.
Damn. I've had
But
like
he
two homies that had to go out and they've done painting like at Joe Rogan's new place out here. Like
Mhm.
one person went and did their painting and the other one like built their studio. Like it's fucking crazy. They're everywhere. Everywhere. There it is. The Big Green. You guys have seen The Big Green, right? About the soccer team? Not Ladybugs. There's a later version.
Speaking
Be
of
right
ladybugs,
back, guys.
that's like my daughter's like favorite thing to run around. She like jumps off the couch, saying she's Ladybug because of the superhero on the show on Netflix. She loves it.
Yes, dude. Yeah.
That's what she was for Halloween last year.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That's,
Yep.
Dude, that's
She run around saying my miraculous broke. Oh no.
That's so awesome, man.
Things that you can always tell like another like parent of a similar age child because like they'll be like humming the theme song to something and not even realizing it, or you hear something and you both look up and you're like realize, oh, you're a parent too.
Yes, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine was Elmo this year, and my wife was Abby Cadabby, and I was the Yip Yip Martian.
I love that.
Yip,
That's
yip, 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 yip. We had a good time. Everybody called me Cookie Monster. It's amazing how many people don't know about the Yip Yip Martians. I guess I shouldn't have been the blue one, I should have been
You
like
probably should have had Joe go as the other one. And that way you guys could just do this up and down, go yip 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 yip.
Yip, 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 yip. Yeah. I still have the costume, dude, and I'm thinking about starting a local Yip Yip group that just walks around town, like into Walmarts and,
You should
and
do it
shit like that.
What's that song that they all march like? They do that march around town with. Forgot what it's like an '80s tune. Oh God. Oh well. Never mind. Incomplete thought. Someday I'll think about it later.
Yeah, you just text it to me.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Yes,
do,
man.
Do like a TikTok video of you guys, stop action going across town.
Yes. Just going into bars and shit. Yep.
Time lapse it.
Yes. Oh, Eric, dude.
Uh-oh. People
get
getting
jealous.
personal.
Don't get jealous, dude. They were filming Big Booty Judy in his room.
Big Booty Judy up in the house, dog.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude,
baby.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look.
Bring me a shrubbery.
When you guys come up here, I'll introduce you.
Dude.
You.
Yeah.
Yeah, she'd be like, "Hey, baby, how you doing?"
I kind of think she should be in the doc, honestly.
I mean, I'm sure she's a nice girl, but you know.
Oh God, dude, I love that, man. Holy shit! Dude, it's 11:32 right now.
Yeah, we're 30 minutes past what we usually do. I
Dude,
just have been having so much fun.
It's like 30 minutes past midnight for me.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, Eric.
Like my watch has gone off 5 times saying, "Bitch, you need to be in bed."
I know.
Yeah.
Eric, you got to go kick it with Cheech, man. Give him my phone
What time
number.
zone are you in, Eric?
Same as ours, right?
Yeah, he's in
You need to
Arkansas.
get going, otherwise those motherfuckers gonna be sleeping. Those bitches are old.
No, I'm Central Time. The parade is almost over. The whole town is bumping. I was actually there before, the podcast, but I came back and do the podcast and everything. But I'm gonna run out and Jesus.
Get your Oreos ready, dude. Go see Big Booty Judy and pick up them Oreos and a package of salami.
Go slam you a Red Bull and get going, man.
I stay away from women. Yeah,
probably a good thing.
Stay away from women.
Look, probably not the worst.
If you're
advice.
an empathic woman, if you're an empathic woman, maybe. But man, there's a lot of people that are so damaged when it comes to relationships, and it's your fault.
Shit, past 20, everybody's damaged. I mean,
yeah.
So you're that lucky group where all their kids are grown.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's the what do they call that? In that stage where you don't have to buy as much toilet paper. You're done buying Pixar films, and you don't know what to do with your life. And all your friends are like, "Hey, try dating," and then you try dating, and they're like, "Ah." So it's like, no, I'm not dating. What was that?
It's blue chickens, man. Blue chickens.
Yeah, it's like shit. She seemed like a beautiful woman until that happened. So no.
I think a lot of people have said that very statement.
Yeah, right.
Like a beautiful woman until.
Yeah, that's the kicker,
or a variant of that. She was super hot, but then she opened her mouth.
It all goes back to science. The most beautiful woman in the world is
my wife, and I will argue with you till the light, the death.
It's science, Gary.
It is science.
Yeah, I think me and Gary went opposite directions, but he's married and I'm not, so he's probably right.
Yeah, I got very, very lucky with a woman that puts up with my bullshit.
Dude, yeah, I agree with that for sure. She was very beautiful until she stuck a finger in my ass and didn't tell me first.
Then she became gorgeous. How did she know?
Her finger came out with a little Abraham Lincoln hat on it, but hey, that was her fault, She didn't tell me first.
What, dude?
I almost just spit
An
my
Abraham
drink all
Lincoln hat, dude?
Yeah, it's a metaphor for shit.
Okay, Ben, I'm with you, bro. Ben, I'm with you. Hit more buttons. Hit all of the buttons.
Oh my god. Yeah.
That didn't help. That did not.
When
5
she
years
looked up
used to
into your
ride-
eyes and said, "Surprise!"
Gary, I have a spare bedroom. After this show,
I'm not coming to Arkansas, brother. I don't do surprises.
but you do look like my sister, so
She's a very handsome woman.
yeah, he is.
Oh my god. Oh my god, dude. Oh
But
shit.
if any of you guys, go through a divorce at this point, I do have a place, here in paradise.
Oh my
Hopefully that's not
god.
gonna happen.
I'm just glad you finally have your own place, Eric. I'm
Yeah,
so excited, dude.
Divorces are too expensive. Good thing I don't have
You gotta
shit.
quit that shit, though.
Oh
Eric.
my God, guys, 6.5 years. I lived out of those bags. I'm not going to turn it around, but 6.5 years from Maine to California, to meeting with Lockheed, with meeting with Skunk Works, with meeting with, just vagabond all over the world, looking for answers because it was literally taken from me. 34 years of my life. And so I just gave up every stuff, and walked out. And I know I was supposed to build up a 30-year mortgage and retirement and all these things. But when something like this happens to you, it's like, no, I'm gone. I'm doing this. And you meet generals, you meet people from all over the world.
Everything off.
Well, I just want to know. I just want to know.
Dude,
I just want to know. So, I'm sorry to cut you off, but
no, you're good. You're good.
Like, the coolest thing ever for me, everybody's like, what's the coolest thing ever? Is it the light in the sky, or is it the activity in the brain that you can't tell anybody about, or is it this empathic emotions where you could read people? Is it, what is the coolest thing? Right the fuck now, in my life, honestly, in my life, was to unpack those bags for the first time in 6.5 years, fold those damn clothes, and be home.
Hell yeah, dude.
After all that, man.
It's awesome to have a place to put your shit.
It doesn't sound like much, but to me, whoo, what a fucking ride. What a trip it's been. Dr. Edgar Mitchell passed away on us about 3 years ago. All the things.
Eric,
I'm not the camera guy. I'm not the guy that really boastfully talks about stuff. You got all those guys, the TV people, the people that just say, yes, I know this and I know that. I'm the quiet guy. I don't talk about all these things, but I guarantee you one day when I stand up and I fucking do it, I'm strong enough and I feel responsible enough to say the right things the right way, it's going to floor your ass, but until then, I'm going to pop my ass on an air mattress and just try to breathe for a little while.
Hell yeah.
Nobody
knows
what the fuck I've been through. I swear to God.
Ton of traveling like you did. And
yeah.
When I settled down here in Florida with my wife and I bought my house, I had a place to put my shit like you just acquired. All of a sudden now you're going to be like, I don't want to leave. I don't want to go do anything. I don't want to go anywhere. Like
I like it. I like it for right now. It's really simple. Like predictable, simple. It's I don't know, it's flooring. Cuz I don't know how to explain how that is. Everybody, the whole thing is what you're supposed to do is pop out of the vagina. And at the very beginning,
I don't know about you, Eric, but I pop in the vagina, so
Wow, that comes later.
I don't know anything about that. I've heard about that. I'm gonna try it once. But the moment you are born, you are not a human being. You are under investigation of being a human being. So you have your first grade, second grade, third grade. We're gonna test you to see if you're gonna be a human being. You actually were a human being when you were born. But anyway, you're supposed to until you die. By the time you're in the nursing home, you realize that supposed to is a bunch of bullshit and you were lied to. You know, so don't be the supposed to, you know. But you know, for me, man, you know, 34 years old, I got smacked in the face with 10,000 things that weren't true, you know. And so I chased it down, put my kids in college, came home. Is Eric respectable? I was a single dad for 11 years.
I wouldn't accuse you of that, but go ahead and tell us.
Well, you're my beer drinking buddy. You would never do that.
What's funny is this is the first
You're
time
not with the qualifications, damn it.
I don't drink that often, so this is actually a pretty rare occasion for me.
Hey, cheers, boys.
Yeah, I only drink with you guys. And Cheech, apparently. Which,
well, unless you get the fuck going, those motherfuckers are gonna be in their hotel room and sleep.
You got some stories
before you ever walk out.
Oh, look, dude.
We need some stories.
I'm an analyst. I know the timeline. I know what's going on right now. I know everything. Otherwise, I'd be like, guys, I gotta go. It's Cheech, and you guys would understand. But the parade's going on. It's raining outside. They don't know if they're gonna go to the Arlington Hotel or the Embassy Suites and blah blah blah. So. It's cool. And I don't want girls flirting with me, so I got to be careful of that too.
I would do Embassy Suites because you can put cigarettes out on their carpet and they won't charge you for it. I've tried it. That's the reason I know that.
What?
Well,
I'm just saying.
That's
They don't
awesome.
charge you.
I'm going to try it.
Oh, God.
God knows what I'm going to try. But, you know, if I don't survive, then the eulogy is left up to UFO Garage.
All right.
And my legacy. Here lie Eric. Good job.
Yes, dude. Well, hey, man, I think we're going to end it on that. We've got some of the stories. So if you ain't here tomorrow, at least some of it's getting out. You know what I'm saying?
No. Somebody in the chat room or one of you good friends of mine, or, you know, just call me. Don't do it 6 a.m. Just call me about 2 o'clock in the afternoon and make sure that, you know, I'm going to go
the evening.
We'll do it.
Yeah, you know, I'm just going to go forward in life.
I look forward to tomorrow to hear about how horrible of a person I am after being on your show.
actually, honestly, and people that drink are honest. Gary, I tell you what, man, you've been through a lot, man. You've been through a lot of mind and heart changes throughout this entire endeavor, man. And I think you're growing great, man. And
well, if you're not better tomorrow than you were today, you're not growing. You know, I try to be every single day. I try to be the person I want to be, or like, so there's this like image that people around me have of me, the people that love me, that care about me and stuff like that. They put me on this like pedestal. Every single day I try to aspire to that person.
No,
and you know, I'm not that person that they think I am.
No,
but
you don't
at
do
least
that.
every single day I try to be better than I was the day before.
Can I tell you something personally, Gary, in front of God and everybody? I went through a transitional situation in which I couldn't handle. I went to so many pep rallies, like with my kids, you know, so many fucking pep rallies. And my kids were in band, they were in football, they were doing all these things. And I had to work 3 and 4 jobs at a time, overnights and everything, just to make sure that, because they didn't have mom, they didn't have grandma, they didn't have anybody. It was just me. So like, I couldn't aspire to my dreams. I couldn't do what I wanted to do in life. I couldn't take on the careers that I wanted to take on. I had to work around soccer practice and all these things. And a particular day, I walked into Morning Star School. That's right. Google it. Hot Springs, Arkansas. Morning Star School. And they had goats on these flags. They had impressionable young ladies with makeup on their face, skirts that were too short for their own school regulations, throwing their legs up in the air toward a bunch of prepubescent young horny boys talking about fighting and winning against other counties and other cities.
Sounds like football to me.
Never saw it before. I never saw it in my life. I never saw that type of divide. I never saw that type of conquer. I never saw that type of things, you know, and I kind of slowly looked at my shoes and I realized that it's not just invisible lines of counties and towns, but in states, and we call it the United States. It's not united, it's divided. Accents, predominant religions, everything divides us. Where are you from? Oh, I like that. Where are you from? I don't like that about you. That's not fair. What should you be proud of? Your pride? I mean, let's, you know, look at today. We have to wear green, have Irish pride. You really going to be proud about having some Irish in your blood? Is that an accomplishment?
I don't
By the
have
way,
Is that
any.
really a fucking accomplishment?
By the way,
Are you telling me that's a fucking accomplishment?
Hey,
This is my
Eric,
accomplishment for
just
wearing
letting you know,
green.
dude, you're gonna get
What?
pinched, Eric, because you're not
All
wearing
right,
green.
all right.
Yep.
But I'm just saying that,
I'm like Mexican.
Make sure you put something green on before you go out.
yeah, my inception of this new reality that I had to deal with. I didn't ask for, I didn't sign up for it, but my inception was just going in there to cheer on my kids. And I didn't ask to see this. I didn't ask to know this. I went there a million times. I never knew any of this. I just walked in after my experiences and I went, oh my God, no, this is terrible. This is indoctrination. This is teaching people to hate people over a game. This is,
Yeah, no,
Man.
there's so much to dive into that, Eric. Like the sentiment of us versus them, and at the end of the day, I think we're all on the same page. As we're like, hey, we're all going through this experience of life and our subjective, conscious realities each and every day. We just try to do the best, like Gary said. Like, hey, if I can do better than I did yesterday, if I can be and aspire to be that person that everybody expects me to be. Every single day.
Yeah, because even if it's only a little bit, man. You know,
yeah.
the
I
next
love
thing
that.
you know, a year from now, you're way closer than you ever thought you'd be.
Some ask, some spire, but
Yeah.
you know, the most important part is leave yourself the hell alone. I mean, gotta. You know, you've got this whole thing in the back of your mind where we've gotta. It's the first thing I did in 2013 is I had to eliminate that voice, my own voice in the back of my mind telling me I got to do this, telling me I got to do that. Now it's completely silent. It's made of loving understanding, and it has no words. 26 letters in 100 billion neurons makes no goddamn sense to me. You do not do that. You don't take 26 letters towards 126 billion neurons and try to make sense out of it. Leave it alone. You know, use your heart, use your intuitive abilities.
Never. I'm gonna keep digging.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, I love that in every podcast, if we can, but with something positive. But also tell us all your secrets now that it's down to 19 people. So now that it's just the crew here, so like everything we got, let's get all the secrets out right now.
Okay,
Can I go first?
I will tell you exactly what we found, and it is
God damn it, Gary Voorhees!
Never, ever, ever play leapfrog with unicorns.
That's good advice. That's good advice.
Oh, dude, that was good. Okay.
I think ultimately, Eric, what I got from that is you gotta, but you don't gotta. Really, the only thing you gotta is be yourself,
gotta.
man.
Yeah.
There are different sounds that you can pay attention to other than your own voice and your own dialogue. If you find those sounds, you'll look at birds, you'll look at frequencies, you'll look at other things, and it really guides you in a way to where you can help and cherish other people. It guides you in a way, in a natural sense that you never thought possible. It guides you in a way that you're not socially engineered anymore. You can be the true self that you are. So, you know, if that's wrong, if that looks like a crazy person, then fine. But don't ever have that idealism and step into that world, because it's gonna really mess you up.
Love that, man. You guys, I freaking love both of you. Oh, I think Gary's talking. I think you're muted, but anyway,
No, Chinese talkover. Chinese talkover.
Thank y'all so much for hanging out with us on the St. Patty's Day, this epic St. Patty's Day. Guys, I love you guys so much. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Yes, man. Love you guys. Yeah. Y'all take it easy, dude. This has been fucking awesome. I love it. This has been great. You guys are total opposites, but also the exact same, and that's what I absolutely loved about tonight, man. I knew it was going to be epic.
Nothing but love over here, man.
Dude,
you can disagree and still
every single experiencer has an external difference, but the internal is family. And we can fight, we can argue, we can do whatever. But when it comes to working together, using the heart, using the basic core of what the basic human being is what grows. And that's called roots, And, once we figure that out, we can work together and find out the truth, man. That's what I want to know. That's what Gary wants to know. That's what you guys want to know. But I sure as hell am not going to bang on a table and say I know what I'm talking about. I just know what I meant.
Never trust anybody that says they know what's going on.
No. I want to know the truth. Gary wants to know the truth. You guys want to know the truth. But as far as knowing what's going on, no, we don't.
Yeah.
Love it,
all right,
dude.
you got some partying with Cheech to do, man. You need
you
need to zip it the fuck up and go party.
you guys need to get in a fucking car, drive up here, and make sure I'm okay.
I wish, man.
No, these two
because
guys
it makes for a better, more dramatic movie.
We'll fly the
and then he died dramatically, smoking
these
too much
guys are
dope with
qualified.
Cheech Marin.
Yeah, I'm this old guy that can't handle marijuana, and you guys should be here like tonight.
I know
that would be awesome.
We'll schedule it for next year.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Movie magic.
Hey, hold on, gentlemen. Let's put a pin in that, and we'll come back to it.
Sounds good. All right, fellas. Well, hey, man, this has been a great night. Thank you guys for joining us so much. This has been absolutely awesome. Everybody's loving it, man. And you two are obviously always welcome on the show. So, yeah. We will definitely stay in touch, right?
We will talk
to you soon. I told you not to, so.
Gary,
thank y'all again, man.
Gary, it was a pleasure, my friend.
Take it easy, Eric. It was good to meet you.
Yeah, anytime, man. Guys, I'm not going to make it.
We love you,
I didn't think you were. You going to bed after this, motherfucker. I know you.
I'm not going to make it, man.
You know what I'm doing? We're going to crawl into bed and pretend like I'm not drunk.
Yeah, this is like the biggest party in America right now, and I got to deal with it. But
oh shit!
Salute to you.
Cheers,
gentlemen.
boys.
Salud,
yes, sir, man. Salud.
Soy un idiota, pero te amo.
Yes, man. All right, guys. We'll talk to y'all later, man. Y'all have a good one. All right.
All right.
See y'all later. Bye.
Nice. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, it's fucking epic, man.
So epic, dude.
As
I love those
usual.
guys.
Me too. Me too. Literally, like some of my favorite people that we've met. We've definitely got our favorites, but I mean, I love these dudes. I talked to Eric like I think I talked to Eric and Gary more than I talked to my own brother. Like both of these guys are just such sweethearts. Like ever since we met them, like I talk to Gary like every Easter. Like he just calls me like, hey, just tell me what's up, brother. Love you, man. Yeah, Thanksgiving and all that stuff.
Yeah, and Eric as well, dude. Like I love those dudes a lot, man. And
I like the way Gary likes to fuck with us, like because we know that he does like TV shows and stuff, and it will be, he'll be like, hey, what's up? We'll be like nothing. He'll be like, "Oh, yeah, I'm getting ready to fly out," and we're like, "Oh, Gary,
tell
what
me
are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, I can't say nothing."
Oh, you just called me to tell me you can't say anything.
Well, fine, Gary. I guess I have to go back to work now.
Yeah,
Have fun.
I have to go back to wandering and being curious all day. Thanks a lot, dude.
So much for that. Bring me back a souvenir of wherever it is that you went, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
dude,
fuck, dude.
But I love it. How insane is it though? Like coming from where we, this all started as. I mean, it's like a reminiscent thing. Like we always do that. Like we started just being interested in this thing, and now we know people like these guys are just
Directly affected by the thing.
Dude, they're just such good dudes. And they're like in it, dude. I mean, from totally opposite spectrums of the phenomenon, right? Like, and they have a lot of commonalities, and they're able to have a conversation. They're able to disagree and still keep the conversation going. Like, how beautiful is that?
Fuck yeah.
Come on.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Absolutely. Like that's the epitome of like what you need, right? It's just people that are able to hold a conversation. Like just a regular
And not be like,
conversation.
oh, but you said that. I don't like still
like wasn't that like a thing back in the day where like I don't know if it was like British people or something. I don't remember who it was, but like they would literally like pubs were like invented and like built so people could come in and have conversation. And like you would buy people beer literally so you could sit down and disagree with them and like chit chat and like hash shit out, right? Like it's like that's how ideas flourish. It's like I love people that aren't just like so stuck in their thing, like this is the thing, you can't be, dude. There's just so, and dude, like for something that we are, I say we, but like
everybody, it's not just
people
us.
that are actually doing the research. I mean, like, and I don't say this in a negative way because like they have acquired so much information and research, but like when we're talking about this thing, dude, and this is only assumption by me, we gotta only be scratching the surface, or we gotta only be looking through that fucking fishbowl of like what's out. We have not even like stuck our hand in there yet, or like, but then you have the quintessential experiencer, the people who like maybe have been dipped in that fishbowl, right? And they were like, what the fuck? And then they were put back into like regular person reality, and they're like, I don't know. I don't know, right?
When you get taken out of that fishbowl and you're like, okay, I've learned a lot of stuff. Here I am now. I think the most logical thing is to just be aware of that. Like be like this is like a form of meditation, right? Like just be aware that, hey, I don't know everything, but here's where I'm at right now, and this is where I'm headed, and these are the people that I'm listening to. I mean, what I'm getting from what you just said is just like I'm maybe going off on a tangent, but for me and maybe someone else out there that might be resonating with this, it's going to change. Like right now, you feel this way. You're listening to these people or whoever, and you feel this way. And if it feels good, ride that wave. Ride that wave.
Yeah.
And
constantly, though, as we evolve, we're always standing on the shoulders of giants.
Yes. Yeah. So many people doing actual research, being affected by this stuff physically, personally, with their family. I mean, as Gary and Eric, but also people just researching this stuff. Like,
yeah,
there's so many people that reach out to us on via email and via Twitter. Like, hey, dudes, thanks for bringing this thing up and not being like total judgmental assholes about it, like everybody else is.
Yeah,
like. To me, that feels like thank you, but also like, why isn't that just a default? Like, shouldn't we just have the conversation?
Shouldn't we all not be assholes about it?
Yeah.
Isn't that weird that people are fucking assholes about this sometimes? Isn't that weird? Like, I get that maybe you don't believe it or whatever, right? But like, you don't go up to like a little kid and be like, hey, you're fucking dumb. Santa's not real.
Yeah.
You dumbass.
You idiot. God, you're so dumb and
God,
small. Your
dumb.
brain is so much smaller than your head is. You're barely any hair.
Yeah. Like, okay, well, and then the kid's like,
forever scarred from ever like reaching out to that thing.
Yeah.
You know what the
So
best
that
way
guy,
to
that guy doesn't believe it, I guess.
you know what the best way to stop people from digging into stuff or being interested in something is to just scar them for being interested. Just scar them. Yeah, that's what Twitter does. That's what people on Twitter. There's some foul people. Also, there's some really nice people. So that's cool.
There is, man.
But you know what, man? I think the good outweighs the bad at the end of the day. You know,
I think it does, man.
the curiosity and the love.
I think the good is like a light for mosquitoes. You know what I'm saying? I'm not calling you guys mosquitoes or anything, but it definitely attracts. You know, it attracts bugs. Mosquitoes.
Mosquito.
Yes, dude.
Gary said, "Okay,
Gary's
now
still
you said I
offended
was
right now."
Gary said I'm a giant, and now I'm a bloodsucker."
You know what we're talking about, Gary.
Yeah, dude.
Hey,
We're talking
shut
about
up back
boners.
there, all right? Oh god damn it, dude. Fucking dude. A
Giant.
plus. Yes, Ben?
Oh,
Giant blocks of stone.
Giant stone balls.
Giant blocks of stone.
balls.
fucking love this shit. It's so fun.
Yeah. I mean, you look at it. I mean, that guy's totally an influence, right? That guy loves giant stone
He
balls.
fucking loves giant balls, dude.
It's what he's into, you know?
How can we judge?
I fucking listen to him.
I
You know?
fucking love giant stone balls.
Yes, dude. Yes. Ah, dude. Well, hey, guys, thank y'all so much for showing up tonight. This was another banger. 100% one of my favorites. Definitely going in the definitely going on the old iPod playlist. Actually, it's going on my I don't know.
iPod Nano Joe's playlist. Yeah,
yeah, dude.
Your
Yeah.
Zune.
Yeah, I got one
Fucking
from the pawn
Zune.
shop the other day, and it's pretty sweet. I can fit 56 songs on there, and I love it. So I'm having a good time over here. Who listens to more than 56 songs? You know, it's
Honestly,
fucking ridiculous.
I don't know.
Yeah. So the Zune is perfect for me. But thank you guys so much for showing up, man. Hey, we love you dudes. Definitely go check out UFOGaragePodcast.com. As some of you know, we're doing this new thing where every quarter we donate to an organization that is doing some badass work. Right now, we're donating to Anomaly Archives, trying to find them a new home. I mean, dude, like I cringe at the fact that a book from the 1600s is just sitting in a fucking U-Haul somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Packed up. It's about to rain on Monday. I'm not happy about it. And we need to find these guys a new home. I absolutely love Smiles. The dude is fantastic. We'll share a little video of the Anomaly Archives. Apparently, we're one of the only ones who've gotten some pretty sick ass video of it. So
there's no
we'll show it
footage
to
of
you
the
guys.
inside.
Yeah. Wait, what?
There's no footage. We have the only footage of the inside.
Yeah. We're the only ones that have the footage, man. Yeah.
There's a crispy books. Hold on. There's a crispy books.
There's the Crispies. There's the 1600s right there,
Look
dude.
at that shit.
Yeah.
All of them have something to do with UFOs.
It's written on papyrus. Some of that shit is ridiculous. It just, you look at it and it fucking like dust falls off of it.
Remember the smell? The smell was like,
wasn't that weird?
I love the smell though.
Dude, yeah. Yeah, great stuff. So, hey, we're dumb. We just want to be able to help people, and this is the best way that we can do it. So go in there, hang out, buy a t-shirt, super chat, anything. 20% of that totally gets donated. And we're having a great time with it. So Gary asked, are any written on human skin? One is the Hocus Pocus book. Human skin.
It's got a human eye in it.
It's fucking crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But yeah, man. Yeah. Thank you guys all for joining us tonight. UFOGaragePodcast.com. You guys go check out, I think Gary's got a channel coming up here pretty soon.
Oh, yeah.
So y'all can go check him out pretty soon. When he does launch the channel, we'll have him on again. I don't think he really needs our help, but he can come on and just promote it, and you guys can go over there and check that out, dude. We love doing stuff like that. Eric doesn't have a book, a channel. He doesn't have any of that shit. Like he said, he is kind of behind the scenes, and he really is kind of behind the scenes. So you guys can check out Eric once the documentary comes out. So that'll be really, really cool. I'm super excited about that. Ben, you got any last words, man?
I am getting too drunk.
Are you?
This box wine?
Well, good, dude. I'm just about out. I'm at the very bottom. I'm gonna go ahead and finish it for you guys. St. Patty's Day. All right, rock on.
Yeah, that's what's up, dude. That's what's up. Like I did the close up. Don't throw up, Joe. No.
I'm not a drinker, dude. Only on Thursty Thursdays. I'm gonna regret that in the morning, I think.
I can hear it traveling from your esophagus.
Oh man, I'm a doobie brother. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really, yeah. Anyways, I hope y'all had a great night, man. Because I had an amazing night. This has been absolutely awesome, dude. I love those fucking guys, 100%. So thanks for,
Yeah, thanks. Thank you for everybody for the super chats and all the love. Love you guys. We wouldn't do this show if it weren't for you. So thanks for hanging out and being a part of the conversation, asking questions. Everybody in the chat, on the live chat, on YouTube. Freaking love y'all. Freaking love y'all.
Yeah, I mean, what else can we say, really?
You know what I'm saying? Hold on. So, and that has been my TED Talk.
That has been your TED Talk.
All
right, dude. You ready for this?
Oh shit.
Are you ready for this?
I know what to do.
Mr. Button Guy over there?
Mr. Button Guy. I'm a button guy now.
What do you, Mr. Balloon Hands?
Mr. Balloon Hands.
Yeah. Hey, this has been another episode of
UFO Garage.
You already know, man. Hey, we love you guys. We'll see y'all on Tuesday. We might be wearing a shirt. We might not be wearing a shirt. Who knows? But there's definitely going to be at least 2 topics involved. And, having fun and stuff. So, we'll see y'all around, man. All right? Hey, there we go. St. Patty's Day. It's getting crazy. Oh, shit. Are the pants coming off? We may get a... Oh, damn. I was close. He was about to pull his dick out, and this whole room was about to get dark.
I didn't do it.
You know what I'm saying? About to get dark up in here. Yeah, dude. Hey, man. Hey, we'll see y'all later. Have a good night. Woo!
UFO Garage.
Oh shit.